through. Let me see if the thing switch. Goody, good gumdrops. I'll post this in the Demdar Discord.
We might be about to have a Danzo watching then.
Yes. Oh, brave dancer. Appreciate his attention to these midweek sessions. Let's see.
I'm trying to figure out if Danzo is our herald or if he's our scribe.
Well,
Historian.
we've had over the years. We never had like a huge following over the years, but there is always a group of people that sort of gravitate around. They come and go, but there's always like a few that always sticks around.
Each campaign at least tends to have a couple of people who kind of stick in.
Remember the what was his name? I can't even remember now, but it was the it was like an Italian guy who stuck around for all of Way of the Wicked and Forsaken Throne, and it did so much fan art during that time.
Which, I mean, we always appreciate.
Oh yeah, it was wonderful. He drew like every major battle of Way of the Wicked and Forsaken Throne. Pretty much, I have those somewhere.
I always loved it when you guys would ever send me like a hey, go check out this video, or like you just like sent me a screenshot of like the thing. I was like,
Yep. Tina did some awesome art as well. Favorite is still Sheep's Black Dragon's ass stuck in a corridor. So,
I mean, admittedly, given I've actually been practicing my art over the last several years, if I actually get to be a player again at some point, I might actually end up penalting our own campaigns.
We had Isaac Kawas, our official art dude during 13th Age and Karma in the Dark.
Yes.
Official? Sure.
Yes.
You're as close as we get to official around here.
We got incredible like.
You gave us a lot of incredible.
Yeah, also that explosion is one of my favorites. Just that house we tried to go into to do like a sneaky hit and run job, and we ended up blowing up half the block.
Which I'll be honest, it's not the first time, and it won't be the last time we'll have players do a stealth mission, either as player or GM, that will always end up in explosions.
No, that's true.
It seems a surprisingly common outcome.
I have.
Yes, we're talking about stealth missions.
Yeah. It's just so comical. It's like just a tiny, a little bit of explosion. We like rolled. It was like, well, apparently it's an explosion that levels half the block, and it's just like a nuke going off. Oh well.
Oh, I just scrolled way up and just found Vickers and Azurius in the ocean.
Ah yes.
Well, yeah. Looks like they're making like a virtual tabletop-esque thing for D&D on the D&D Beyond. Like, it's gonna be like a new website thing, but they're trying to make a digital play experience.
Yes,
which needs to be like a virtual tabletop-esque thing, which would be nice.
They're tapping into it. I mean, that was there is a strange saga of 4th edition and virtual tabletop, because 4th edition was originally, they had an incredibly ambitious like virtual plan for 4th edition. Like online compendium with all the rules and everything, like virtual tabletops. If you look in the early books of 4th edition, there's in the beginning and the end of it, there's like promotion stuff for this virtual tabletop. But
that explains why the character builder was so sweet for it.
Yes, exactly. It never materialized because they had one dude who was like this visionary for them, like who did all the coding for all of this stuff, and he got murdered. Like he was murdered in like some sort of like crime of passion, and the whole project was scrapped because he was the one dude who was driving that. So they never picked it up. They just left it. Which is so weird. But it took them 20 years, but now they're coming back, I guess. I hope the lead dude doesn't get murdered.
History likes to repeat those.
Yes. As I said, it doesn't necessarily repeat, but it rhymes. Something similar. We'll see. I mean, now we have a lot of good virtual tabletops, so they might be too late to the party here. But we'll see.
There is a high chance they may be too late and may have to work hard on supporting the virtual tabletop industry instead of making their own.
My honest guess was that they were gonna like officially partner with like Roll20 or something.
It's possible. Plenty of streamers have used it, and they've even had APIs join between Roll20 and D&D Beyond.
Yeah, there's some official Pathfinder 2 stuff for Foundry. I've seen. You can buy. There's I forget what the campaign. Whoops. I
One
forget what the
particular-
campaign is called, but you can buy like a whole campaign for Foundry. For
Yes. What the most famous one that's on there is the Abomination Vaults.
yes, that was the one I was thinking of. Yes.
Which the entire thing is pre-programmed into Foundry for you. So you can just import the entire thing and just with only minor tweaks get the campaign to run.
Hey, I would definitely do that if I was a DM and wanted to run something. I'd be like, yep, I'll pay extra for that. Perfect.
I think the only thing missing is they don't necessarily have art for all the monsters.
That's fine. I can do that.
But otherwise, the maps are all there. All the items are in there.
Yeah.
Etc. Etc.
I was like, hey, I can do like all of the journal entries. I can do all the items. I can do all the maps. Fix like lighting and walls and all of this stuff. Make it very nice. I'll be like, you know what? You are hired, sir.
In fact, Pathfinder 2 actually has amazing support for it. I've been talking with the team who does Pathfinder 2.
Oh.
For Foundry. They are such a dedicated team. Anytime I've had an issue, I've just gone to them and like, we'll fix that on the next patch.
Yeah.
And yeah, they've always fixed it on the next patch.
Great. I mean, that's what you want, right? That type of like really dedicated team.
They're just very passionate about it.
Yeah.
So
What do you need? If it's community driven, right? If the company rolls in, then then sure, perfectly fine. I don't know. I'm playing in a game, a bi-weekly game of 4th edition currently, and it's like level 11, so it's Paragon tier, and it's running in Roll20, and it's kind of clunky, I gotta say. Roll20 has some nice little neat things, for sure, but for 4th edition especially, you're like, oh, this is kind of, oh boy.
I would say for 4th edition, I would want something that is more automated.
Yes, that's kind of what you want.
Yeah, Roll20 is very good for simple games.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. When we were doing stuff like Blaze in the Dark, that works fine on there.
Oh, it's very wonderful for Blaze.
Because for that, what do you need? You need to be able to roll 4 dice. Okay, we can do that. That's fine.
Yeah, it also very good like D&D 5th edition or like Call of Cthulhu.
But
like simple games.
Forget about that, guys. 6th edition is coming.
No boy.
One D&D. Oh yes. Find out in 2 hours when they release the first like playtest.
Because this can't go badly.
I am ready.
I also posted, by the way, a link to just a fun art we made from a while back.
Only thing I remember from the way of the figure is Sheep's character and the element say that he cannot hit me. Rolls natural 20.
Yes.
Almost dies.
Yeah.
That has been like stuck in my head.
It's great. Tina's drawing of it. It's like he's so he can't hit me. Oh,
it was a good campaign.
It was a good campaign. Oh yeah, Zacharias telling that sorcerers are stupid, and I stand by that decision. I think sorcerers are stupid compared to a wizard.
Also, of course, if you scroll up from where that link is by like free messages, you get to Sheep's butt.
Oh yeah, yep. That's what's his name again? Your dragon sheep.
Hellamundus.
Oh yeah, good old Telly. Hellamundus' fat ass stuck in a corridor.
There's a lot of art up there. At that
yeah,
part.
and if you scroll up that like that pencil art on the paper, that's the Italian dude who did that. I forget his name. I'm sorry.
Back in the much earlier Yeon days.
Ah yes, those were the days indeed.
Also, you've had a badger in your picture for like forever. I just realized.
Oh yeah, but badger is my spirit animal.
Fair enough.
That's
I just found an old screenshot that someone posted in there where you were in one of the channels. It's like, oh, it's just a different badger.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I've had a badger. It's since I realized it's my spirit animal. That's what I have.
Fair enough.
I'm surprised it's a badger, not an otter. I know like how.
Well, because I have a lot of badger characteristics, I'm told. I can.
Enlighten me. What are the badger characteristics?
You know the thing with the badger where it supposedly when it bites you, it keeps biting you until it breaks your bones.
No, I don't know much about
Have you done that often?
Metaphorically, yes.
I've been to the hospital many times.
Bite you.
Jumps.
Yeah. No, it's the thing. Like badgers are very grumpy, and if you piss them off, they will rip your goddamn leg off. And there is something with that resonates deeply with me. So that badger it is. And the badger I have as an avatar is from Baldur's Gate 3. Because as a druid, you can turn into a badger, and when you sit down, the badger sort of sits down very politely with like his hands on top of his stomach. He looks very sad, or like oh, and that's the picture I have.
I see.
Yes. I also see Valky Bear's incredible dragon up in the art channel there. I've forgotten about that guy, but he's amazing.
What? What dragon?
Post the link.
This is the badger, by the
That's terrible.
Right? Isn't he great?
Great.
Yeah, that's
Look at him. And that's me. I'm like, I saw that. I was like, I mean, clearly that's me. Look at that guy.
I will say, the back part of my mind, though, part of me now wants to draw Zacharias, but as a badger.
Yes. Badgerias. That's
Dragon!
That's Valky's awesome dragon he drew. I like
Oh, that's
I like the slightly quirked eyebrow, like
If I need an intellectual red dragon, I know where to get my art.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh god.
We have the red dragon art for the monster manual for the next edition, ready and go.
In the official books.
Yes, exactly. Oh, the alternate cover for the monster manual. It's gonna be that dragon.
Yeah, $50 for this.
Yep, excellent. I'll pay. But yeah, that's the Baldur's Gate 3 badger, and that's I saw that and was like, yep, that's perfect.
I can see why it's presented with you.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
That was a good 20-minute tangent for us to start off with.
Surprisingly, had one.
So, welcome back, everyone, to Blood Bonds, A Tale of the Ashen Court.
thanks.
Last time, we had a grand coronation. Your steward was stabbed and nearly murdered. Torin teleported. Amulet is now a duke, officially. And the other duke is severely pissed off. All in all, a good day. I mean, we've been better with less murder on your steward, but, take what you can.
I know he survived, and that's what's important.
Yeah, not the important died, so it was good.
Where we left it off, you were soon due. Well, in just moments, people will be fanning out from the coronation, heading into. Well, most of them will be heading for feasts. A grand buffet to celebrate 2 new rulers ascending.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of a few who declined to attend. But this does mean you have many an individual who to speak with. Well, the rest of you, I believe, wanted to investigate how the hell did a pair of assassins get into the complex?
Yes.
And what they were doing in the library.
Why were they targeting Raiden? It's also a mystery. Because, I mean, he's
wonderful.
important, but he's not a high-profile target as such.
Good question indeed.
Well, I believe was some people and creatures to talk to. Is
There is. Ceres, as your as the emissary for your court, will go ahead do the wining, the dining, the mingling, keeping the guests happy.
yes,
The master of house, as it were.
right.
After all, you've got so many hands to shake, so many new people who now officially are your vassal, even if it's vassal of your vassal.
Indeed,
So much more responsibility for Amulet.
he loves responsibility.
And Ceres gets to play diplomat, which she always enjoys. With, of course, her assistant, Lady Charlotte, to help her.
Of course.
For the rest of you, however, the court is how to proceed is up to you. I believe you're going to be assigning Lady Mazzara to take the one surviving assassin to interrogation.
Yes, I believe that's the correct choice here. We need to find out what he knows. That will be nice.
Now, just to confirm for Lady Mazzara, are you giving her any instructions such as like leave little harm, or they need to survive, or is it just extract as much as possible? Methods don't matter.
Well, what do you guys think? There was
How aggressive should she be?
right, because last time there was I forget who said it was like but we basically like, all right, if one of them previous ones had been alive, we could have done something more. I forget exactly the situation that was in, but do we want to keep this guy alive for some reason?
I mean, the precedent has been set that spies and other foreign agents will be interrogated and executed. It would be inconsistent to do anything else right now.
So if they die in interrogation, no big loss.
Well, if they die after the interrogation. If
Oh, yes.
they died during it, that would also not be by code.
Mazzara's about getting as much information as possible. Just if she leaves someone close to bleeding out at the end, is that okay?
Yeah.
That's fine. They spared no mercy on Lord Raiden, so.
Very well. No hold bars, no interrogation then. This will be fun.
She says, walking off.
I mean, that she doesn't exactly say that, but her expression definitely tells it. You have assigned her a job to do, and she will take pleasure in doing it, which is probably terrifying to anyone she's going to be interrogating.
She's a more well-dressed, whatever the torturer's name from Where the Wicked was.
She'll be back.
Very good.
As Mazzara will head out to the Freyfrost dungeon to meet with your prisoner.
Very good.
I'm pretty sure that Vegas wanted to look into their gear, their equipment, and see where they got it from. Who's equipping them, basically.
Now, this brings up an interesting point for the group. For the moment, does the group want to stick together and just do a bit of investigating while Ceres is dealing with the mingling for the moment? Or does Amanus, do you want to head off to the party yourself?
Amanus will head off to the party. He's not super good at this investigation stuff, so he will... And he's a newly minted lord. He needs to be there, I feel, and just mingle around. Also,
Does anyone wish to join you in the party?
I can do both investigation but also party things, so up to you, my liege.
Well,
She does make good entertainment.
well, what do you... What does Torin and Vickers think? Do they want Seal's bardic awesomeness in investigation, or do they think they can handle it themselves?
I think going 2 for 2 is fine. 2 on investigation, 2 on carousing, I guess. Probably a good idea.
I agree.
Well, arousing it is. Onwards.
Would be our squads then.
Tag teams.
Yep.
In that case, Torin and Vickers. So first things first is to investigate the equipment that was left behind.
Yep.
Your sergeant has that in lockup, as she digitally had for you, so you can easily go to retrieve that.
And we should.
Yes, we should.
Maybe he had a paper on it that says exactly who sent him. Wouldn't that be convenient?
Yeah.
Sadly, not the reality of this circumstance. Examining the gear of both individuals, only one of them appears to have been properly armed, which is the guy, of course, you fought. Out of the two, at least out of the two assassins, with the thieves we'll talk about in a minute.
Of course.
But only one appears to be armed. The other one was purely a decoy, as far as you can tell. Though they were definitely dressed the same, which would likely be very intentional.
Mm.
The gear that they were dressed in appears I mean, from a distance, you could actually mistake the person for being a grey robed priest from like quite a distance away, which in a temple environment would make sense. Up
Right.
close, obviously, the guy with all the weapons becomes far more obvious. That and the fact they were both stashing suits of leather armor underneath their gear.
Getting an Assassin's Creed vibe here.
Not an incorrect vibe for how they were looking.
Mm.
Neither the robes nor the armor give away any kind of immediate signs looking at them. They appear fairly standard for the most part. Well made, but as far as it goes, nothing like outright distinguishing about them.
Is there any similarity in the equipment they used? And I guess we never got a good look at the ones at the docks, but did they look anyway similar from like the glances that we got at them while we were fighting them in both places?
Ah, you mean the docks all the way in off in the Silver Isles then?
Yes.
Interesting you brought that up, actually.
Yeah.
Style-wise, the leather armor they had underneath is very similar in its overall styling, from what you remember. Not of, obviously not of the, not of like the general, not of like the pirate bandits who you dealt with.
Right.
But, well, it's familiar with the same assassins that you briefly saw shooting out a window.
And
Right.
they were part of a guild, right?
They were, yes, referred to
Guild
as the
that
Blades
Mazzara
of
was-
Cold Harbor.
Yeah.
Back
The one that
at
was
it.
hired to murder her.
They are a rather infamous assassins group in the fact that they, well, just because they've had a lot of high-profile targets more than anything else,
Hmm.
and have survived.
If they're well known, why do they still operate? Or like,
Well,
has there been attempts taking them down?
There have been attempts, from what you've heard, but part of the issue comes in the case of no one knows where they are based.
Right.
They might be infamous. Doesn't mean you actually know much about them. Everyone knows. They're known by reputation, less by facts. If that makes sense. And they've been operating for quite a long time. Because they were operating long before Amadus's rule. So.
Yeah, it
It's
seems that
something.
these this guild has their fingers in everything. So probably gonna have to figure out where they are, because I know that last time we attempted to, but honestly that didn't turn out so well. We did get Mazzara's brother back, but other than that, we haven't really discovered much of how to get at them. But maybe Mazzara has found more on that. Have to discuss with her, I guess, because she's involved with them too now. So,
Well, at least in trying to track the web that surrounding them.
yes,
Definitely sounds like an issue for a spy master's investigation, though.
it certainly does. Yes, probably my next big thing that I have to figure out.
A long-term project for Vickers to look at.
Mhm.
Looking through the rest of the gear, there were obviously grappling hooks, weapons, most of which, unfortunately, doesn't say much to you. They looked, from what you could tell, Vickers thinks they're stolen, whatever they are.
Oh, okay.
They have maker's marks, but they've all been scratched out, as if someone doesn't want to know want you to know who made them.
Hmm.
Which, I mean, could mean two things. Either it's been made by someone and they don't want it traced back to them, or it's been stolen and you don't want to trace its stolen goods.
What No, that's meta knowledge. I don't know that. I think it's just know that. I was gonna say, would mending repair it back to where the maker's mark would come back, but probably not. Because it's not technically broken, right? It's just scratched.
Here's a thought. It might be difficult to track a dagger or a leather armor, but
The poison.
the poison, exactly, that's rare. That was some powerful stuff. That can't be easy to make.
Now that is a fair point. Looking on the surviving assassin, he does still have a flask of poison on him. Actually, a couple of he had 2 flasks of poison, and what appears to be another one of the grenades he used.
Ooh.
Use with extreme caution if you decide to use it yourself.
Yes, but I think we should get them identified.
Yes, see if we can figure out how they're made and where. Because I'm guessing that requires specialist knowledge and tools.
Oh yeah.
Now, I don't believe either of you have a proficiency in alchemy.
Nope. We have a court alchemist, however.
No, I don't have alcohol.
Yeah, you do have a court alchemist on retainer. Her services can be purchased on demand, so you can feel free to
Yes,
say,
I
hey,
think so.
can you look at this?
All for the royal alchemist.
Those grapple hooks, though, how do they work?
The grapple hooks, for the most part, are relatively standard grapple hooks from the most part, except with one notable difference, which is a mechanism allowing you to basically retract or extend the kind of hook bit at the end.
Oh, that's useful.
Just by tugging on the rope. Or twisting it in certain ways.
Okay.
Allowing you to dislodge it and take it down from the top a lot easier.
I think Vickers will
Useful, but unfortunately there's not enough traceable marks on it.
no, but they might be useful to use, because I don't think Vickers has one, so
You are free to take a high quality grappling hook.
I will.
There were 2 of them, so
I'll take one. It's fine. Don't need another one.
yes. Before, of course, you leave, you also have there were several thieves that had broken in.
Yeah.
Some of which, after further review, Charlotte Green, I think some of them got away.
Damn. Okay.
Though she has managed to capture some of them. And she has other people patrolling the grounds trying to look for where they might have gone.
All right.
Their gear is very different. The armor they're wearing, not at all reminiscent of the same stylings. And overall quality being quite a lot lower of the general gear. Let's see.
Curious if this was a situation where we just got hit by 2 different things at once, or if they're actually coordinating with each other.
No, they were the same. Remember, the dude was like, aha, you think I am the danger, but I am not, you see.
No, but we're talking about the robbers. It's
Yeah,
a
the fact there were
different
also
group.
thieves who broke in at the same time. Are they the same or are they different?
It's not impossible that multiple groups thought to themselves, oh, a coronation. That's gonna get people distracted.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have one thieves guild, like in Sorakai. We're trying to be cheeky.
Mm.
There was a distinct lack of sudden statues, so I don't think.
That's their calling card, is to put up a statue.
I mean, for one of them, they did that for you at least. So.
That's true. That's true. Do we know where did they break in again?
The break-in was in the Royal Library. Not well, kind of sure it's a church library, but it's also been used traditionally as an archive for the entire Freyfrost region for like important records.
Yeah, like record room. Yeah.
Very
Such as
suspicious.
it has, for example, a lot of lineage and genealogy stuff in there.
That definitely tells me they were not looking for gold. which means that they're politically motivated instead. They're looking for information.
Yeah, so I wonder if the Duke sent them.
Yeah, if you're wanting to rob, you wouldn't be going into the library. You'll be going into, I don't know, the catacombs
Yeah.
or the buffet room and try to steal all the wine.
All right. Yeah.
Very thirsty.
Like the library has books in it, but none of them are like super rare archive stuff. It's just very like specific things.
A copy of the Necronomicon that we know of.
To your knowledge, that is not being held in the small little icy county of Freyfrost.
So while some got away, was anything actually taken, or?
The guards are still doing a review. They're not entirely sure what's missing, if anything's missing, and if so, what.
Right.
The place is a bit of a mess at the moment because they were very clearly scouring quickly, hoping not to get caught.
Is I assume there is some sort of head archivist.
There is a grey-robed priest who is in charge of archiving the place.
Okay,
Yes.
then he should probably be in on that and go through that properly.
He is
Does it-
assisting the guards at the moment.
Yeah, because as an archivist, you have ledgers with stuff detailing what you have in your archive, right? You can probably figure out if someone was there.
Right.
It's just a matter of sorting the fact that they, kind of like, shelves got, shelves got emptied, documents all over the place, of trying to figure out what's here, what's not. Cleaning up a ransacked library is not an easy job. Yeah, their gear is not particularly of high quality at all. That said, however, could both of you roll a perception check looking over the thieves' gear?
Sure.
Sure.
Vicus, you notice something. You notice something odd about one of the blades.
Oh, okay.
You realize the pommel can be removed.
Oh, let's pop it out.
There is a slip of paper inside.
What does it say?
The slip of paper inside. It's short and it's brief. It simply has a couple of book titles on it and a set of coordinates, and then a small embroidered seal on it.
Oh, well, first things first. Let's check if those books are taken. It'll give the information to the archivist.
Now I can we'll start having a look.
Coordinates, I assume, is here.
No,
No?
no, they're definitely not here.
Maybe the dropout point.
Yeah.
Torin's best guess where those coordinates lead. He'd probably say the abandoned fort on the edge of Freyfrost border.
Hmm.
But you guys previously fought against goblins.
Right.
Can Torin confirm the location? He is the warden, so he presumably has maps, and he also has
Yes.
proficiency with cartographer's tools, which I just noticed.
Yes, hence why I'm basically just outright telling you you're fairly sure like it leads straight to that fort, the coordinates. Just at a glance. Torin's skilled enough, he just knows that.
Alright.
Like this is your realm. So
And then comes the seal.
the seal is odd. It has this unusual unusual raven with almost like its claws are backwards.
Huh. Okay. Is this a religious seal, or is it something else?
Would either of you have a chance of knowing anything here with us? Maybe actually. Look. I think you can both, in this case, give me intelligence checks for memory.
Okay.
There's a
I
chance-
feel
Isn't-
like that's not going to be very successful.
You can try.
Oh
Hey.
god, nat 20. All right. Still,
Brain
it's-
power.
If it's one thing Torn remembers in his entire
Alright.
life,
Torn has a
I mean,
brain blast.
there are no critical successes on.
But
the
it's still
checks.
enough. As you kind of think, Malta, and you've definitely seen the sigil before, but where? You kind of think back. You know exactly where you've seen this before. Your mind wandering all the way back, actually, to your days. Days manning the border forts for the Orcish invasion. And you remember seeing missives, updates sent across the border from some of the other border forts of the Orcish territory. And you remember that seal. You remember it being from Fort Blackpine, which is which would lead into Lower Alcend. Them sending, they would send things back and forth, like, hey, we've seen Orcish movements in this area, etc., etc. You remember, though, in particular, you're fairly confident to say you think that is the personal crest of Alcend's spymaster.
Ah.
You think.
Yeah, Tolan is basically thinking out loud for benefit of Vickers here. But I'm fairly certain I'm correct.
Vickers kind of looks at the seal again and kind of scoffs a bit. Bit of an ugly looking symbol, but sure. Well, with that piece of information, it'll certainly be easier to identify any other actions by this spy master, but perhaps it's better to work on the information we actually can have action upon, being these coordinates. We should probably try and intercept. They surely have a lead, but perhaps we can find something.
I agree.
All right.
In the meantime,
Party time.
now presenting his lordship, Duke Amanus Zeal of the Highlands.
the crowd goes wild, I assume.
There is a gentle round of applause.
I see.
Heads turning to see the new Duke in his full plate clad into the room.
The next time I enter a room, Seal can be my hype man. Just use that body performance to really
I mean, if you want to be hyped, I can make you be hyped.
love being.
I'm sure.
Now that sounds.
I'm convinced, but
That sounds sinister for some reason.
I mean, I was thinking like an after image that follows you. Who knows?
You do enlarged person. Just stomp in.
No, I was thinking like this angelic warrior behind you, towering 2 feet tall, like as you send there
I mean,
in the
that.
silver color.
Yeah, no, I get. I like it. A bit ostentatious. We'll wait with that for a sec.
Especially for a church coronation, that might be a bit too much.
Yeah.
Reverend Mother might.
Say.
Yeah, I will say, give me that crown. Just snatch it back.
The room is large. On one side, the entire hall is basically just entirely flanked by a just long running buffet table, which you know is actually just, of course, just many tables with a giant cloth put across it. But
Sure.
still, and there is a variety of meals there prepared. Very much generally showing off many of the local ingredients of Freyfrost in particular. It is, of course, to show off Lady Eliza's homeland as part of it. which, to your understanding, some of the prized dishes, which include these absolutely gorgeously looking prepared kind of just plates of meat, apparently were caught by the Countess herself. Which, in fairness, you get knowing Eliza's skill does not seem unlikely.
Very, very nice bragging rights.
Being the one on a royal hunt to bring back the biggest game is good brag.
True, it's true.
I'm curious, would Amaneth requested anything in particular for the thing, as he would have been able to make suggestions for anything he'd want at the buffet?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like if he had a preferred kind of food or something.
That's a good question. What would Amanus like? I feel that back in the day was drunk and indulgent. What he liked a lot was, like cakes and desserts and like these sweet meats. But I think his fall from grace has sort of stirred him away a lot from like earthly pleasures. Doesn't really, like, he's been so austere and so stern with himself now for many years, right? That might not even consider food as like something he thinks about or like considers as something he wants necessarily more than he needs. One of those he eats to survive, the type of people.
So he may not have made a request then for anything in particular.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he has a favorite dish quite yet. Maybe I'll think of something that fits. I was gonna say angel cake, but that's a bit on the nose.
Silverfish, something like that.
Silverfish, yeah, like a herring. That's kind of silvery.
Yeah.
I'll think a little bit about it, but for this round, no. I think he would say that this is Eliza's party as much as his, and he would trust that she can put on a good spread. So
As is often custom, many guests have brought along gifts, including, for many, they have chosen to bring various sorts of alcohol along.
yes.
And not an uncommon gift to bring to a festivity.
Sure thing.
There's also some unusual dishes on the table which stand out. Some that just look very unusual the way they've been served, or some that seem to involve like salads and like these kind of almost like salad like dishes involving a lot of ingredients that are definitely not from around here.
Right.
Apparently, some requests have been made by other members of your court. And for example, there's a couple of traditionally elven dishes here as requested by your magister.
Sure. What that's what does Mikara or Misara? Hey, wait. Mikara?
Yeah,
Misara?
Mikara was correct.
Yes, Mikara. Right. They're similar names. I get confused a bit. But Mikara, so what does she eat? What does a 1,000-year-old elf?
Auntie Mikara's requested dish, as the one that she requested, like as a like personal treat for herself, appears to be a high elven dessert. It involves several kinds of berries put together with crushed ice.
Oh, very exotic.
It's fine, yeah, definitely something that from around here. It looks very nice.
Yeah.
I think with an oddly fruity taste to it.
It's a very high elven thing, I feel.
You also believe you can also just from the smell of it believe it's also partly made using some alcohol.
And feels very high elven, lots of fruits, and then looks nice.
Which having like a chilled dessert seems odd in a place like Freyfrost, but obviously, to her it's something she doesn't get to have too often. So
Sure.
it is a fair point. You have not really seen her eat much in general.
I didn't even consider her as an eater. I thought she just absorbed power from the air or something.
I mean, that is not necessarily like something which you might have been alone on, given the fact of she has never attended like the dining hall during like breakfast.
It's nice of her to attend this one.
Yes, she is joining here. It's proper festivities. It does seem though she tends to avoid eating around everyone else.
Fair enough. Important enough and powerful enough to be a little eccentric.
On the bright side, her normal fur coat does not look as out of place, given many of the people who are not used to Frey Frost have definitely packed warm.
Sure. Yeah, I haven't thought of it now for a second. Some sort of protein is definitely Amonas's thing. Like he tries to build muscle, right? And he does a lot of fighting. So, like functional food, but also preferably that tastes kind of nice.
Then it sounds like some of Eliza's prime catches might be.
Yeah, for sure. He'll have some of that haunched meat, something. That's perfect.
There are a variety of things she's caught. There's some here from what appears to be a massive deer that was caught. But there also appears to be some bear meat, though of course the chefs have to take special care, given bear meat can be exceptionally tough at times.
Yes.
As well as a few prime catches of some other creatures she's found in the mountains.
Yeah. No, I'll grab some of the elk or the deer. That is perfectly fine.
It has been tasted and seasoned very carefully by the not so you don't really have a royal chef at the moment, but the chefs that were brought in by your steward to make sure this would go well.
Right.
So not bad. Raiden might have paid quite a lot for it, but that was you need something like this to go down well.
Yeah, of course.
Thankfully, the actual ingredients were cheap, given the fact that Eliza caught them. Got to cut costs somewhere.
I mean, they're hers, right? The hunting on the crown lands and all that is a noble pursuit.
Yes. There is much talking and merriment going on. There is a lot of the kind of standard, nobles and their floofy hats, just kind of casually talking with each other. There is a lot of confused looks you see in one corner, where you see a whole bunch of nobles meeting Lord Shell for the first time.
Oh.
Who is currently being carried by a retainer on a fluffed pillow.
Yes. He's great, yeah. I agree.
Hold
Now
it.
is your time. Halldamir,
He appeared to have quite the crowd, though, around him as he's holding quite a verbose conversation with them.
Hey, look, it's 6 people or 8 people you don't have to talk to now. So he's doing you a service.
Elsewhere in the room, there is an area which is basically just a circle of knights, where it's just a whole bunch of knights, mercenaries, other militant types who are just sitting down, not really caring about the pageantry. They're just ordering as much as they can get off the tap and just taking it as a drinking occasion.
Oh, fair enough.
Obviously not happening with the bodyguards, but it's definitely happening with the actual knights and such. Most of the bodyguards are very clearly here on, protect my master,
Right.
Be a hand servant.
Right. Down here as a.
If any time you need to cast a spell, you can always just briefly excuse yourself.
For sure.
Why is there red fire coming in there?
Exactly. Lord of heaven, I beseech thee to conquer my foes, and then smite the boar to get a haunch of it.
activating your fear aura.
Yes.
He's been drinking again.
You. Alright, Vickers, you need to sneak in and steal the booze from the king.
I know that one chalice is enough.
I mean, yes. You can just look into your stern cup that tells you, no drinking.
I know.
The good news for Vickers is a peace of mind is typically the ceremonial ale used for these events. For the ceremony is typically very weak. It's usually custom blended, so it has quite a strong taste, but it's very weak alcohol-wise because a ruler with a lot of vassals might need to potentially be up there for a while.
Right. So
you don't want the ruler to have too many cups of allegiance.
So before coming in here or shortly after, Amalas is gonna cast at least 2 spells. The first spell he's going to cast is Detect Poison and Disease. That is a self 30 feet aura around him, and it goes to concentration 10 minutes. So he will cast that in the beginning and just take a sweep over all the food and stuff in the room to see if he can detect any poison or any disease.
Okay. First few things. It appears that two of the many guests have a cold.
Right.
Not exactly what you were asking, but obviously you're detecting diseases. They got a cold.
Seize them.
There's also one of the nobles who already looks quite sickly anyway, just from a distance. Clearly has some kind of bad disease on him. It's fine. It's not contagious. No. It's non-contagious bad disease. It's fine. That much is already known up ahead. Not an issue. But obviously, I think your bigger question, of course, was the poison part of that question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is anybody here carrying poison?
Is any of the food poisoned? Stuff like that.
You look over the banquet. The banquet all appears to be fine. But I do have to check. Ciel, are you carrying any poison currently? No?
If they are not part of the healer's kit, then no.
Avana's eyes thin dangerously as he looks up and I see.
I just have to double check since I wasn't sure. So you do, however, detect two sources of poison in the room.
Okay.
One of them comes from one of your guests, Miaru, the apprentice to the Wood Elf Chiefess, who appears to have poisoned arrows in her quiver.
Why is she carrying that in the banquet? Goddamn elves and their barbaric ways. Grumble, grumble, grumble.
I mean, you are very militant, my lord.
Yes, but that's
you
different.
You set the example. You wear everything.
However, for what's perhaps more alarming to Amanus,
Yes.
as he kind of sweeps past the gift table.
Yeah.
One of the bottles of alcohol is glowing to you.
Okay.
The bottles of alcohol should not be registering as that poisonous. Mildly, maybe, but not like that.
The spell allows me to identify the kind of poison. What kind of poison is it?
It appears to be a very slow-acting poison, designed to slowly incapacitate someone, but lethally.
Okay. Like opium or something. Who is the bottle placed close to?
It's unclear. It's just it gets the gift table covered in many bottles right now.
Oh, it's
just when people dropped off their gifts.
Oh, it's the gift table. Do we have a scrivener or someone who notes on, stands by and notes who the gifts are from?
There are servants who help handle them, but they're not very keeping strict notes. They kind of just take them from the guests and put them on the table.
Oh. Like a gift card on the boat?
Yes.
From this person.
With love.
All the gifts do traditionally have a label on it, but oddly, the label appears to be slightly smudged.
Mending.
Still be recognized, investigation. I don't have mending.
Amanas will indicate to Seal the bottle and be like, that one is poisoned. Please remove it quietly so no one notices if you can.
Sure. Sounds like a sleight of hand.
Yeah, a sleight of hand. If you're wanting to just yoink it without anyone noticing that you're rummaging the gift table.
Yeah, finesse that bottle.
Yeah.
Arctic, inspire yourself to that bottle.
I cannot inspire myself at this level.
Damn it.
Only level 14 and higher.
Oh, shit.
Alright, you're now level 14. Now you're gonna start.
I mean, I have one way of doing it.
I will say. consequence if you fail by too much will be you drop the bottle on the ground.
That's fine.
I mean, I could make a show where I go and dance in the table,
I can.
part of the go dancing everywhere, and then just kick the bottle away.
I mean, I can probably do a little bit of distraction since I'm an important person.
Yeah, I
I think the obvious answer here is that we need to make a big show of having a wonderful gift and let Lord Shell have the first taste.
Well, I will try to sleight of hand it away.
Very well.
Yeah, that's 12.
Could I assist with like if I, have a short speech or something to try to just thank people for coming and just the usual noble platitudes, right?
You want to ding your glass and hold a speech.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
give Seal advantage maybe on the roll.
If you can give me a couple of words for the crowd, doesn't need to be a full speech. But you can give me a couple of words for the crowd. I will out.
Sure. Amanaz will ding his mug with the frowny face on it. And when he got the attention, he will move strategically so most people look away from Seal. And then he'll like, honored guests and dear friends. We are quite happy that you have managed to come from far and wide to attend this wonderful occasion. We are very pleased as well of all the wonderful gifts and good-natured humor that you have brought to our halls. I am sure Lady Eliza will also be quite ecstatic. Where are you, my dear? As he sort of looks over the crowd to see if he can spot her. And if he does, he will like be like quite unlike him in a way, be like jovial and try to get her over here so they can bask in her glory and maybe she can say a few words as well. And while that's going on, maybe that can give Seal the.
Lady Eliza will certainly take the chance. Just like you, she is a rather charismatic individual, though hers tends to be more peppy than yours.
Sure.
But she will certainly help come up to join you. It's odd seeing Lady Eliza. She's not in like full hunting gear like normal.
Right.
She is in something. It's not a dress, but it's definitely formal compared to her normal hunter's gear.
Right.
Though you note formal, but still in the kind of way that she could definitely stab someone if needed.
Right.
Look, she is a warrior ruler, much like yourself. She's not going to go fully defenseless.
I have great respect for Lady Eliza. She has shown herself to be incredibly competent.
Her only downside is she can't carry her great bow in here.
Well,
admittedly, firing a great bow inside a dining hall is not the best place anyway. But the ship very well. So you may have that advantage as the speeches are going on.
oh boy. Well,
Okay.
that was the best we got.
It's a failure, but it's not enough of a failure that I'm going to penalise you. So there's just too many eyes. Like even with Amnes trying to turn the tension in the room, you don't think you can't see a good opportunity to grab it, and not get seen.
Well, in that case, after the speeches are done and Amanaz nods that it's just too much attention for it to just grab it outright, he will, he's a guest of honor, and this party is partly his. He would surmise that he's in his full right to claim gifts from the gift table as his, and he will then tell his newly anointed knight, Sir Arkland, Sir Pine, to claim that gift as officially his and bring it out of the hall. He shall enjoy that in his personal quarters later this night.
As you command, my lord. As Arkland will go over and do it with a slightly smug expression on his face that he kind of likes this idea.
Yeah.
Partly also because he's very clearly enjoying the fact that he can act in your official capacity like this. Kid has some pride to him. Even if he's often a nervous wreck at the same time. He has some pride.
He's a nervous wreck.
It's a counterbalance between the fact of like being very prideful of his position and also at the same time being slightly terrified of his position.
Yeah, no, it's Amanas is a high stress employer for sure. Fine. All right. So with that, no more poisons or diseases in the room.
Yeah. It's definitely noted that it's taken,
Yeah.
and you get a couple, and you definitely get a couple of looks like that's not really. Like definitely a couple of nobles kind of wrinkling their nose a little bit. I think you've just grabbed, just had your servant claim and walk off. But
Yep. That's okay. I can ruffle a few feathers. That's fine. After that, and the speech is done and stuff, and we make a little bit more. He'll probably pull Lady Eliza to the side for a little bit. Make sure that no one can be overheard. I can overhear them. And then he will turn to Lady Eliza and, again, just nod to her and quickly say that we did a good job, both of us, and he's happy the way it went. However, that bottle that was recently carried out, poisoned. As far as he can tell, there's no more poisons or similar disease in the room. More can enter during the evening's festivities, and so he will look to Lady Eliza and ask if she has the ability to protect herself from poisons with spells. Otherwise, he will offer to cast such a protection on her before they go to sit down to actually eat.
1 second, I'm double checking something. I believe she smiles and looks to you. I had already considered the same as a concern. Well, actually, no, I didn't. But my brother already did. So I'm well protected.
Good. Be careful. We have had tremendous disturbances leading up to this.
We knew we'd be ruffling feathers with this.
Aye. This is malicious in a way I did not expect him to be so overt. Maybe I was naive.
A lot of the nobles, especially in the south, my father always told me that they were some of the most bloodthirsty. You would just never see a blade.
Oh, yeah, we need to. If they put on airs and believes themselves to be above their station, we might have a stern conversation about right and wrong with them. But until we know exactly what's in that bottle and trace it somehow, I wouldn't know where to start.
Unless someone here can identify who dropped it off, that may be hard.
Yep, he nods. Yep, I thinking of perhaps the staff could be asked. They might know.
Perhaps, so many of the staff may not know the names of all the guests. There's so many.
We can find. He nods and smiles to someone who passes, and then he, says to Eliza, I can't keep you any longer, but keep your eyes and ears open as we proceed.
Of course. Yeah. She waves down one of the guests and goes over to speak to them, making her rounds as well, filling up much of the room with her personality.
Is there any particular guest that seems to want to approach Amanas, or is he free to roam?
You are free to roam for the moment, though there are some guests eyeing you. Most notably, there is a giant sitting in the corner who has been watching you move.
Yes, that giant. I should talk to him.
The servants appear to have placated him, and a couple of the knights have gone up and tried talking to him. He doesn't seem too interested in talking to the knights or anything.
I was not part of the psychic network, right?
You are not new.
Very good.
I am, but you know.
Yeah, CL is. So you would know that.
Well, you can just part on the information that one of the we had one like a poisoning attempt in one of the gifts taken
Sure,
care
yeah.
of.
I can send it, through the lines.
Yep.
Yep.
Grapevine. Right then, Amanas will go and talk to the giant. I think because that is certainly the elephant in the room, so to speak.
In honestly multiple ways.
Yes.
Because, as a reminder, he's big.
They're huge.
Mechanically, yes. As the giant kind of does appear to actually kind of start properly paying attention as he hears your clad metal to armor move towards him instead of the knights before we seem to just ignore.
Yeah. He approaches. Amanas will nod in greeting to the frost giant. Then he will say, "You have certainly made a splash at this party. I do not recall any frost giant ever being present on any coronation up here in the north. So, you have my attention. What can I do for you, and why are you here?"
You are the inheritor of the snow elves. You don't have a slight inflection. You think that was a question?
Amanas nods and says, "Yes, we have claimed Sor Akai, our domain."
He nods slowly. Our people once traded with snow elves. We worked the mountains, and they traded with us. It has been many seasons since we've seen any snow elves.
Yes, I
And
don't
now you hold their home.
nods. Yes, it was mostly a ruin, but we claimed it by right of conquest from its previous occupants. A collection of gnolls, blood elves, and assorted monstrosities.
Ah, the beasts, yes. You disposed of them?
Oh yes, quite thoroughly. The city has been claimed and pacified, and we now control it fully.
Our chieftain had sent me to ask if the compact may continue. Trade.
Just thinks for a little bit. Then he says, "The compact may indeed continue. However, since I am unaware of the exact contents of the old one, perhaps you can enlighten me exactly what was traded for."
The snow elves desired goods of the earth, metals, ores, mana.
Mm-hmm.
We tore into the mountainside, delivered them the yield of the earth. And onto us, they traded that which we did not have. Magic, knowledge.
Right. Give magic and knowledge to frost giants. I mean, maybe they're nice.
I mean, if they give us materials, I mean, we need materials to craft using the forge. Like, this seems to be a good partnership. It's probably the elves needed this to actually craft stuff with, and in return, they just give knowledge, which I think is a good deal, to be honest.
Yeah.
It does sound like a very good deal, yeah.
Yeah,
And it
I
also
mean,
means we probably don't have to worry about those guys attacking
Would
Yes.
be
at
nice.
some point.
being on good terms with them, it would be nice because it's one less unknown to deal with in terms of like our fronts to deal with.
Alright. I mean, looks at him and says, this seems most agreeable to us. Perhaps if you can sit down with my diplomat, he sort of indicates Ceres somewhere, in the crowd. And if you can fashion a more detailed account of what you would require, I am sure we can come to an agreement and compact can be renewed.
There is a toothy, sharp grin from under the bone helmet. I will speak with Chieftain. Inform them. We will send scholars to speak with yours. Discuss new compact.
Lord Shell, he can be our diplomat to Frost Giants and send them up north.
Learning giant.
Yes. I mean, I'm constantly told how smart he is, right? So why not?
I mean,
The frost giant seems to look ominous up and down. Clearly, someone like appraising, like a warrior's kind of appraisal.
Sure. Amonas does a similar thing.
I mean, obviously, frost giant's got a lot of size on his side, a lot of reach.
Yep.
It's not the kind of thing you want to fight, if you don't know what you're doing.
Definitely dangerous. But then again, so is Amonas.
Yes, Amnes, you could probably take the frost giant.
Ah,
An
especially if I can
army
get
of them, on the other hand, would be a terrifying thought.
Oh yeah, I don't like that at all.
One or two, sure, but a group is.
If can get him. I don't think the Frost Giant has that much defenses against fear, So maybe if I get him afraid, I can probably beat him.
Yeah, in a one-on-one fight, you're fairly sure you can win. It's just Thankfully, it's only one frost giant at the moment.
I don't think we would let more into the hall, honestly.
A group of them might be shown as more a declaration of war, perhaps. He seems to look you over, especially kind of look. You can tell he's like looking over your armor as well.
Yes.
Your people's always confused us. So much of the Earth's yield spent to protect yourselves.
As
You're so small.
Amonas looks at his armor, looks at the giant, and says, "Ice."
But you fight witch. You must be strong.
Nods. Says, "I believe I possess quite the competence when it comes to fighting." Looks the giant up and down. You are strong, and you are certainly have the reach on me, but that's not all there is to it.
You're not merely strong, though. You reek of something not of this world.
Ja, men Quark sådär bara reek, huh? I have, I believe, a spark of the divine. Yes, if that is what you mean. I see myself as an avatar of order and conquest. If you work with me, we shall be useful and beneficial allies to both of our people. If you cross me, well, ask the previous inhabitants of Sorakai what happened.
A hearty laugh goes out across the halls. A fine creed. You'll make a good ruler.
Hey, seal of approval for a frost giant. Definitely doing something right. Right?
As he picks up, I want to say a mug, he's picking up a cask.
Sure, sure.
And just starts swinging. The frost giant seems amused with you. So, I mean, that's a good thing, probably.
That's a good thing. Let's keep the frost giant happy.
He did leave his weapon outside, so that's also probably a good sign.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, his fist will still go through a wall, but there's a different problem.
Yes.
Because let me just say, definitely no creature in this room is even getting close to his 24 strength.
Thanks.
If we kill him and flay him, can we make a belt of frost giant strength?
No, you'd have to kill like 6 of them.
Oh.
You might be the chieftain for that one, to be honest, but I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, though.
Mm-hmm.
You do have a lovely forge.
Exactly. What if we put him in the forge?
Essence of a pure blood frost giant.
Yes, very good. There's something uprising coming over Amanas's face as he looks on the frost giant. Yes. Very good. Yeah, frost giant moves away. It's like, oh boy. I need to be out of here.
As he kind of pounds away to go find another cask he's allowed to drink.
That's fine. The giant can have like the sheep one,
Yes, that is what the servants are doing. They're giving the cheap ale.
Yeah. Yeah. The ale was going bad anyway. We can have that.
He doesn't seem to care.
All right. Well, that's the frost giant sorted out. Wonderful.
I mean, it's a good starting point at least.
Yeah.
Back then with Torin and Vicus.
Yes.
Obviously, you have the poison on you.
Yeah.
You have a location. There are also a couple of thieves in the prison. Where would you like to proceed? Obviously, or you can go searching somewhere yourself, such as searching the graveyard where they apparently climbed in.
I think 2 of those things are static and are not really moving. The coordinates, though, that's kind of a time limited factor. I think we should try and get there first.
Yeah.
So the group's going to go ahead and ride out then.
Yeah, as soon as possible, really.
The sergeant will stay to secure the scene. Make sure no one messes with anything that's here.
Yeah. We should probably do short rest then, I suppose. Assumed, right? Short rest at least?
You are free to take a short rest if you would like.
Because we are a bit injured, so...
If it was.
If you would like the hit points topped back up, you can speak to Sister Fiona, who was around the temple.
Good point. But I also need to get my... I'll speak to her. Get my hit points back up if that's fine.
Priestess of Life will be happy to restore up to half of your hit points in total.
Oh, great. That's full. Okay.
Sure. I'll take the same offer then.
And she will give a prayer to the divines, and wish you courage on your adventure.
All right. Let's ride out. Take my riding horse out of my inventory and plop it down in front of me.
Because that's how it works, right?
Yep.
I mean, chances are you rode on your horse to get down here because it's quite a distance from Sorkai itself.
That's true. It's true. It's
So it's very likely stabled nearby.
great.
I imagine probably at the inn that's been taken over, so you guys have sleeping accommodations down here.
Yes.
But the group then can. I don't know if Torin has a personal horse or if he's just borrowing one. Probably just borrowing.
He, of course, uses the warden's official horse.
Yes, of course. You've got one for your office. My mistake.
His workhorse, as it were.
Mm.
Ah.
This does mean, just like a police car, though, like it's tabbered over it, like has your title on it.
Yeah, of course.
Seal of Sorkai kind of blazoned on there. Because now I'm just imagining police horse. Which, I mean, is a legitimate thing, but just yielding
Yes.
police horse.
Yeah, and if he were to use his personal horse, he couldn't refund the food he has to spend on this trip.
Business expense.
Exactly.
You see, this Torin is very savvy on how things work around here.
Yeah, yes.
Military experience, man. Very well. You go ahead and ride out then. It's a distance out, but I mean, on horseback, you're moving quickly. It's only a small group. You can get there relatively quick. You know, as far as large timescales go. If you really book it and don't mind exhausting your horses, you can probably get there in the hour if you wanted to exhaust them.
What do you think, Thorin?
I think getting there quickly would be worthwhile. Like, we're unsure when they expect their people to be back. And it would be a shame if we lost the opportunity to intercept whoever is there to receive them.
Yes, I agree. Let's push the horses then.
Okay. The horses will be exhausted and will need a short rest before they can go like long distances again. But
Yep.
You'll get there within the same. You'll get there within only 1 hour instead of it taking you like 2 hours to get there.
That's very little helps.
Not the most comfortable journey either for those of you not used to horseback, but Vickers, I believe you've been forced to get used to it again after a long time.
Yes, very much so.
Thorin is not a horse person.
Now, sadly, going on foot would take too long. I just remembered Torin can technically levitate. Doesn't help in this case, but
Oh, true, you can. You could just like float in from the sky and be like, "What do you think you're doing?"
I mean, we'll see when we get there.
Just
We'll see.
levitate and like get pulled by the horse like a kite.
Oh yeah, you could get a tie a rope around you. Actually, that'd be great.
The group pulls up a distance away from the fort. There is definitely activity inside.
All right.
It's on this awkward spot that it's technically outside of Freyfrost's land, but only barely. It was literally designed as a border fort between Freyfrost and your southern neighbor.
Right.
Of Ascend.
Yes.
So it's not on our territory, is what they're saying.
Not officially.
Right.
It's been used
Who
by
owns it
Freyfrost.
officially?
It's been used by Freyfrost before. It's not officially in your territory. Last time you were all here, though, the place was empty, minus your own troops who had been garrisoned here.
Okay.
Now it's clearly not, though. For one, the place is fully repaired now, which it wasn't a few months ago. And Torin's own reports didn't say it was fully repaired either.
Okay.
It also appears, looking at it though, You can see from a distance what appears to be a couple of masons like working on the place.
What the? Clearly a concerted effort here to restore this, right? To some degree.
Seems to be a trend around these parts to look for abandoned fortresses and such to fix them up again and move in.
Yes. Well, I guess
Yeah.
Vickers would try and sneak in, if anything, see what's going on as we get
Mhm.
closer.
But sneak in just by yourself.
I don't think Torrent's particularly good at sneaking, are you?
That would be putting it lightly.
Well, regardless, we still have communication, so Vickers will try his best to sneak in, and if all hell goes loose, then you can follow.
Well, you can at least sneak closer for the moment to try and get a better view.
Yes. I'm not trying to infiltrate, I'm just trying to see what's going on. So let me roll that. It's a 28.
Because you move in closer. You couldn't see from a distance any kind of banners or any kind of like sign of who is like doing construction work.
Right.
You kind of move in closer. It appears to be a couple of mercenaries currently standing at the front door right now. They don't bear the sigil of like any nation on them.
Do they look similar to the ones that we turned away? Or different?
Yes. No, there appears to be more of them now.
Huh. And this equates the location that was put on the paper as well.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, they fixed up the major holes in the wall that were here before.
Well,
Now-
because keep feeding information to Torrent.
Now leaving the front gate the only obvious way in for a bystander for location.
Right.
Though from previously inspecting the place, you know there is actually a back door that could in theory be used. Though if they're smart, they've probably sealed it.
Probably, yeah.
Though
Are
that's
they
assuming
possible?
that's assuming they know where it is.
Well, at the very least, we can go and check if it's sealed, right? It's near the back side, so it's probably not going to be many looking that way. Do circle around.
It appears to be right. The fort doesn't appear to be fully manned. It only seems to have like a skeleton crew to it right now. And from what you find, yeah, there doesn't appear to be anyone guarding that back area. And as far as you can tell, you think the secret passage is still there.
Okay. Likely, though, that instead of seeing it, they could have just trapped it instead. So,
It's possible.
I think it's going to keep an eye out for any trickery. Well, presumably they go through the secret way.
Do you want to call your companions along?
Yes.
You can. You're fairly certain when you don't see too many guards on the upper walls. You can probably get torn around here without any risk of him getting caught.
Yes, I think Torn here it would be a great comfort.
You both move up to the place. From Torrent's side, the fort, like with the repairs going on, this thing could be pretty formidable when it's done. Certainly make any crossing of the borders something that you couldn't really hide troops from. Like you couldn't really hide your troops moving across the border. You would, yeah. This place could definitely see them and could definitely get in the way. It's not so much a checkpoint, but it's so it's not a choke point, but it's definitely a checkpoint. It would be.
So those books that they were looking for, were they anyway like were they related to, like in general?
Well, from what the archivist could inform you, one of them was talking about the genealogy of the Raymatar family line, so Eliza's line, going back for the last several hundred years. Which contain also a few other genealogies about other minor noble families, but you'd somehow doubt the minor families are the concern here. Just prominence-wise. That was one of them. One of them was a very boring book on records and land management.
I think I see where this is going.
Referring to various deeds and titles inside of the realm that have been handed out over the many, many, many generations.
Right.
It's a really boring piece of documentation for most people, unless you're like a lawyer. And then it's still probably pretty boring.
My Vig's growing suspicion here is that they are building this up because they're attempting to politically lay claim to this, using evidence from what they wanted to steal here.
The last thing that went missing, well, at least was supposedly to go missing. You don't know if they got it or not.
Right.
The archive hadn't had enough time yet to finish searching. Was what appeared to be a book on a book detailing essentially a small chronicle, which to be honest is mostly, from the archive told you, is basically a story tale, like just storybook, basically, essentially, but like dramatizing the founding of the Raymatar line and their original ascent, and apparently how they once served as bodyguards to the imperial throne.
Okay.
A long time ago. The archivist has no idea why these were taken. But, well, he has suspicions for the first two, like you do. But
yeah, that last one is a bit out there. But regardless, we're here to presumably get them back and also figure out what the hell's going on. So let's do that.
You activate the secret passage as it slides open to a very narrow corridor. Does appear to be unguarded on the inside.
I still think Vickers is going to actively keep an eye out here, so probably perception. Let's see. That's a 26 perception. In case any trickery afoot.
26?
Yes.
Well, with a 26, there is indeed a trap in the hallway.
Aha! Knew it. And that wasn't there last time, right?
Not that you remember.
Yeah.
Unless another party member said it and never told you.
True, but probably would tell
Sounds like something Emanos would do.
No.
Trap expert, the king.
Well, found it. What kind of trap is it, though?
Crossbow.
Oh, wonderful.
Crossbow tripwire, a very basic, very kind of fundamental trap.
I see.
Not that hard to deal with.
Yeah, let's deal with it, I guess. What would that be? Thieves' tools or
thieves' tools, yes.
Alright.
Do it carefully enough not to trigger it.
That's a 30.
Sorry, was there a trap?
Don't think there is.
Yeah, I don't think there was a trap here either.
Uh,
As Tori makes just sees Vickers walk down the hallway, doesn't miss a beat, and just kind of casually soul knives around the around the tripwire. It just seems to like just undo it without even missing a beat in a step.
Yeah. You just hear a very terse, like, there was a trap mentally. And he continues forward.
So they do know of this place.
Where I wanted to.
Map, you say?
Yes, I see. Investigation.
I've gone very old style with this one. As you do have a little bit of a map to work with, though I will be drawing it in as you move.
All right. It's still loading for me, but probably soon.
There's not that many assets. Shouldn't take that long.
Yeah.
Seriously, there is a asset, and you're talking.
It's been taking a bit. There
Yeah,
we go.
it's like it'll take a little bit. Oh, there, yeah, works for me too. Sweet.
I decided to go old style with this one because I didn't need it to be super detailed the same way.
Yeah. Oh, is Theo coming with me?
He's with you for the endeavor in your team.
Alright.
So
All right. If I've ever got then he. Oh no, we don't use the companion things anymore. He actually is a PC person, psychic, right? I was gonna say, oh, he gives me advantage on stealth, but he's actually evolved now into a psychic. I forgot.
I mean, I need to actually adjust his. His stats aren't correct on here, but it's fine. I've got his stats on papers, so I'll roll the dice manually if I need to.
All right, no worries.
Because certainly his abilities have been changing.
Yes, I saw a few of those.
All
right.
Kind of reaching the end of the passage. On the other side, no, essentially the other half of the secret passage, which before to Vickers just kind of led out into a room. Now it's a actual like revolving wall section you get to turn.
Interesting.
It's up to you which one who goes first, but
presumably
should
this
go
will make a
first.
lot of noise, or
depends how well maintenance does.
yeah, I'll go first. I'll try and sneakily open this. That's even possible.
It is.
All right.
You quietly slide it slightly.
Yes, I try and slightly slide it.
It appears to go into it appears to open up into a storeroom. At least now it's a storeroom. There appears to be a couple of less savoury individuals. They don't look as well uniformed as the mercenaries outside currently chatting.
I see.
They don't look particularly strong to you. It's actually look fairly weak overall.
All right.
But they appear to be chatting and kind of looking through the crates right now, sorting stuff.
Based on what we know about the thieves, do they look like them, or are they just the normal mercenaries?
They don't seem to have the same equipment as the people who stole your stuff.
Just thugs.
Pretty much.
Well, do we want to interrogate these guys, or do we want to knock them out and keep going?
I'd like to find out more.
All right. Pretty sure we can just ambush these guys then. So yeah, I think Vickers will kind of, now that he sees it, he like gets ready and pushes out. Tries to get them.
Okay then. So what's the plan here? Is the plan to go in, knock them upside the head, or
Um,
you're gonna step out boldly and tell them, surrender in the name of the law?
I don't think that's gonna work. I'm pretty sure
Halt, criminal scum.
I'm pretty sure knocking them out and then waking them up and asking them is probably better. Subdue them non-lethally, and then we can figure out the rest after.
Then in that case, I will give each of you a turn.
All right.
If you can knock them out before they get initiative, there will be no alarm.
All right.
Obviously, I didn't, as I said, they do seem relatively weak. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess.
in whatever order the two of you want to handle this in.
Um.
Let
Do
me
you want to
go
go
first, then
first?
you get.
Yeah. Sneak attack. Unless I already have advantage because of the ambush.
I mean, you would. It's an ambush, but
Yeah, then it doesn't matter. So, what do you think? I'll go first because maybe I can like tin them out a bit. So
Sure.
he'll step out here and he'll throw his first blade directly in front of him. He has the range, and I have advantage. Yikes! That's 13. Might be miss even.
as the first psychic blade, the guy is currently in the middle of sorting stuff. He ends up reaching down into a barrel, and the blade goes right over his head.
Crap. Okay, he throws out the second one. 24.
Was you doing the closest one or the further one?
The close ones. Actually, the furthest one because I don't know if Torin can reach. So the furthest one now.
The blade flies out, strike. I marked him as dead, but obviously he's just unconscious.
Yeah.
That's what you're declaring.
Yeah, sneak attack isn't needed here because it probably would actually eviscerate him. So I'm not trying to non-lethally knock him out here. All right, then he'll step up and wait for Torin to burst through. Finish out the other one.
Torin? As the first guy's confused right now, as his buddy who was just talking to suddenly just had two knives fly past him, and then his friend fall unconscious.
I mean, Torin will try to keep noise to a minimum, but he's just gonna briskly walk over to these two. I mean, one of them is already out, so he's just gonna go here and smack him with his warhammer. One and two.
Clonk, clonk. He's a puddle on the floor.
All right.
You have a chance to look around. It appears to be an okay storeroom. There is a lot of barrels and boxes and crates in the room. Some of it are food. Some of it appears to be of general parts. Very much the kind of things that Torin would actually expect, to equip a barracks with, perhaps if it needs to stockpile a few days. Though nowhere near as well organized. They tried organization. There's the attempt there. It's not as tight of a ship as he'd like to run. Attempt. The two folks are unconscious, bludgeoned, and brain mutilated.
Right.
Could drag them outside, then we have plenty of time to interrogate them.
That's very true, actually. Yeah. Them out of here.
Or you could continue looking around.
Yes, it'll give Vickers time to take a look while that happens. So maybe he can try and stealth his way up out of the storeroom here.
Meanwhile, Torin is gonna grab these two and drag them outside, bind them up, gag them, so we can interrogate them later.
You can drag them out the secret passage.
Yeah, Vickers is going to try and push a bit further through here.
Sure. There's a few exits to the storeroom, which I'll note for you.
All right. Hmm. Okay.
There are 3 exits to the room. You can hear chatter from the southern one.
But nothing from the north here.
Nothing immediate, at least from the north.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's try not to attract too much attention. Let's just have a look around. He'll try and go north here.
Open the door to the north. Hallway.
Ah.
Then some remodeling.
Yes, that's okay. So that's
Hallway is long, torchlit, with a slight bit of soot in the air.
okay.
I've denoted the exits for you.
All right. Wow, this place looks expansive. All right.
This one appears to be a door to the outside, as far as you can tell.
Okay. That's good to know.
So, if you want to walk out into the middle of their courtyard and have to be seen by everyone.
No, let's not do that. Let's go this one here. Or at least listen. See if there's anything.
You hear a distant noise like hammering.
Right, okay. Like forge hammering or like just hammering into the wall?
Like you could say it's like a forge. Hammer
Okay.
on metal.
Doesn't seem likely to be useful. Let's go up here instead.
This room. The door is locked.
Oh, okay. Well, is a trap? That's the question. Is there a trap on the door?
You want to investigate the door?
Yes. That be perception?
I guess.
I assume investigating the door would be investigation, right?
Oh, okay. I'm not very good at that, but I can attempt. No.
The door looks fine to you.
Whatever, okay. I'll pick the lock then, or attempt to. It's a 15.
Vickers tinkers with the lock. Doesn't budge. This lock is not like the normal ones that were put in here. Someone's changed this lock.
Well, if it doesn't work, Vic is gonna try something. Let's see. Where is this feature? My gosh, it's like everything's been moved around. Yes, gonna use some of his psychic power to like envelop his picks a bit, give them a bit more strength so they don't break. So he's fiddling with the lock here. That's an extra 2, so that'd be 17. That probably isn't enough either.
The lock remains shut.
That's annoying. Sad. The locked door is probably something interesting.
It probably is.
Hmm.
You cannot personally attempt to pick this again for the time.
Yeah.
Maybe Theo can?
Yeah. Call Theo over. I assume Theo has like the 1-to-1 with him on.
He does.
Theo can. He'll call Theo over to give it a go, and he can, I suppose, assist him. He can't try it himself, but he can probably help action, right? So
You can aid him, yeah. They're
I'll
over
give
shoulder
him-
trying to give hints.
give him advantage.
Very well. Let's see if the student has learnt anything from you.
Yeah, let's see.
Student surpass the master.
possible.
Let's see, thieves' tools are dexterity.
Yep. All right. 21. It's not bad.
As Theo kind of creeps up to the door, kind of looks to you, looks at the lock, starts working and starts working his smaller hands in the mechanism with his picks, which are fairly fresh. He hasn't really used his picks for too much.
Yeah.
Like he's practiced on like test locks, but he hasn't really had to like burgle anywhere yet.
Field testing.
A little bit of work though, and there's a faint click.
Nice work, Theo.
I mean, I'm sure you could have done that.
No, I admit this lock had bested me, so on this one you win over me. He'll open the door.
The door opens into a room that appears to can only be described as a well-furnished office. And I mean well-furnished office.
All right.
This looks like some fancy noble has like gone into this fort, gone ew at the decor, and decided to make one room gaudy and covered in like tapestries and a fro rug, and the fanciest ass chair and couch you could get. On a budget, being a petty noble.
All right.
There are bookshelves in here and a desk and a painting that has been very clearly exaggerated to improve someone's physical appearance and manliness.
Who exactly? What is that on the painting?
You don't immediately recognize them, which possibly means it is the petty noble who decored this place.
Yeah.
Which it says like if you get yourself an overly spruced up painting for your own office of yourself.
Hmm.
Take it as you will.
Okay. And no one else in here?
You don't see anyone inside.
I'll need to step in.
Lickus,
Yeah.
you suddenly see a glow from behind your head.
Oh god.
As you turn and look, and you see there is a rune above the door frame you just walked through.
Great. Okay.
So, oh, glorious Vickers. Can you attempt me a reflex save?
I sure can. Let's try
Or
this.
dexterity, sorry. Dexterity, 5 feet.
Wow, that's an natural one. All right. Well, wait.
Oh.
Hold on. No, I don't have evasion yet. I do. No. Okay, that doesn't give me advantage. All right, never mind. Yeah, I failed that completely, I guess.
Ah, okay then. This was unexpected. But as it goes. And 1 second. After the room glows, it suddenly ends up causing this like globule of this like almost like amberish gold liquid to fire out of the rune, and it strikes Vickers straight straight kind of in the side.
Yeah.
As you suddenly see it start to crystallize after it hits you, like start spreading like just this amber crystal over you.
Oh, great.
You can attempt me a Constitution saving throw now.
Yeah. 18.
You feel like it's trying to weaken you. You don't know how to get it off you, but you're able to at least resist it for the time being.
Okay.
But you definitely feel it trying to sap your strength. As the crystal tries to grow, crystal's like trying to grow on you.
Right.
If you had failed that, you'd think it'd been very bad.
Oh dear.
You okay?
Yes, fine.
Kind of points at the crystal.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's just get this done quickly.
You sure we don't need to like fetch Torin?
I think Vickers probably would have like, as he was like got hit by it, he probably like just out of reflex like just told Torn like to come in. Because if something goes down, it's clearly like either he's caught or something bad has happened. So he's probably already warned Torn at this point. But now that Theo mentions that, he's probably going to give him a bit more detailed instruction how to get where he is. He'll try and search the room. So is this effect like still on me, or
Yeah, still on you.
and is it progressing, or is it like?
Yes, but very slowly.
Ah, great. Okay.
You keep like breaking chunks off, but it keeps like trying to regrow.
Great.
All right, if you're certain that you want to ruin your chances to stay undetected, assuming you haven't been detected yet, I'll come closer.
Thankfully, the skeleton crew of this place means you've not run across many people yet.
No. Well, as he's making his way, I'll try and at least quickly search the room. See if there's any indication of what's going on here.
Yeah, the two guys we knocked out will be like bound to a tree with rope or something.
Yep, that's fine.
They'll be fine.
If you find an inconspicuous bush to go hide them in or something, it's all good.
I mean, I heard about giant wolves in the area, but they'll be fine.
Yeah, look, what's the worst that could happen? As far as Torin's concerned, you don't think anyone's going to find them in a hurry, at least. With searching, probably, but not in a hurry.
Then he'll go catch up with Vickers, I guess.
Yep.
As Torin starts making his way through the rather empty halls, though he can also hear the hammering from kind of like the distant hammering from this direction. Which to him, he would agree, sounds kind of like a forge.
So what exactly is the plan here? It might be beneficial for us to be aware of the place, but not have been detected. If we are detected, this might very well turn quite ugly.
Yeah, well, made a bit of a blunder there with that trap, so I think we have much options either way. Either we get out now and have nothing, or we get detected and find out something.
All right. Then let's make sure we find something good.
All right.
Whatever that may be.
The rather fancy office, as I said, has quite a lot of paperwork and various other things in it. If you
Right.
guys want to take time trying to search that.
We need to find something. So yeah, could search it.
Does Torin want to search as well?
Torin will stand guard, I think. He's not a paper pusher. He doesn't know what to look for. I mean, he is a paper pusher, but he's not very good at it.
So you just want to stand at the door and just listen out?
I think so.
Okay. Because you may
Yeah.
what's your plans in the room then?
I think it's mostly probably the desk is probably the most like. Is there a desk in here?
There is a desk and a fancy plump chair.
Yeah, I assume the desk is probably the most prominent place for something to be. So he's gonna basically just check it and see if there maybe just might even be some like hidden compartments in it. I doubt that they'd be stupid enough to leave his stuff on the desk on top of it. He'll take a look anyway, but usually they have it hidden somewhere. So
you may perceive as hidden compartments if that's what you want to do.
yeah, I'll try. It's 22.
That's because it's looking around. And you realise there is actually a hidden compartment, but not in the desk.
Oh.
You know that gloriously over the top painting?
Oh, is it behind it?
You think it's a switch.
Oh. I mean, switches have to be pressed. That's their purpose. So press the switch.
You kind of shift the painting a little bit. It clicks as a section of the wall slides open.
All right.
Revealing a very barren room by comparison. Heavy stonework. And immediately it gives Vickers a remembering, a very familiar sensation to Vickers. As he can feel the crystal in his forehead tingle slightly.
Oh.
There's magic in this room.
Okay. Bad magic or just magic in general?
You can't tell that much.
Okay.
You're no expert.
All magic's bad magic.
All your sensitivity is just, oh hey, there's a lot of power in the room.
I'm already affected by magic, so what's some more? He'll tell the others what's going on, but he'll go in. Why not? Probably fine.
Inside the room appears to be a much smaller, more kind of muted study. There's like a small desk in here. There appears to be a small little magical laboratory. It's a very small one, like almost just, or like a little tinkering station more than anything else. There's also a full-sized mirror with ornate silver etchings around it. Full-length fancy mirror with a few runes on it.
Ah, that's probably important. Hmm. Full body, so it's pretty heavy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
A full-body solid silver mirror.
Hmm. And it looks magical, or
I mean, it's got funky runes in it, and
yeah.
your horn starts tingling as you get too close to it.
Okay, this is definitely magical, and it's a mirror. So I mean, Vic is not dumb. He's pretty intelligent. He would probably presume it's used to see something or communicate, which is probably very important because it's probably. If you could just figure out how to use it, you could probably figure out who's ordering this stuff around. Is there any other like notation here, or any like orders or anything?
There are documents on the desk you could look at.
Oh yeah, he's definitely looking at those.
In the meanwhile, Torin,
Yes.
you hear the sound of jaunty whistling getting louder from this direction.
All right, Torn will relay that to Vickers, and then he'll go to like an ambush position in this room, being
Sounds
ready
like a
to
good
smack
idea.
anyone who comes in.
Okay, prepare ambush for jaunty whistling.
He'll ask Theo to assist while he looks at his papers quickly. He'll like rifle through them.
Okay. That's odd. Didn't think the boss was here. Hey, boss.
Smack.
Get him.
Oh, smack. That's terrible.
Oh.
Let's be precise about it. I still can't use that macro. Nope. I'm just gonna
Just give me the dice manually.
Oh,
make it an
18.
18 instead.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, the good news, you bludgeon him unconscious.
Good.
He did actually see you, unlike the other ones. And let out a slight eep, though you don't know if it was loud enough for anyone else to hear.
Ah.
You didn't get a full shout off. Yeah, you did manage to get him quite fast, frankly.
Toron will try to like catch his body before he falls over and clanks all over the place.
That's true.
That is a very good thing. He appears to be wearing some shiny chainmail.
Hmm.
Oh, time to strip him. No. Priorities.
All right.
It's possible he's only just got new gear from downstairs. I presume you drag his body away from the door, so it's not
Yes.
right there.
Maybe close the door too. How about that?
You push the door shut. Now with one unconscious Fugs leaned up against the desk. Fear's just looking at you, looking at the unconscious Fug, looking at your hammer. Just observing just how the ease at which Torian apparently can just walk up and just knock someone out.
I mean, Toron is very large, which is an inherent advantage.
It is. To be respected.
Large and in charge.
Yes.
Because scouring for the notes, there's quite a lot of them here. Some of them seem quite interesting, though.
Okay.
Firstly, you find what appears to be a coded letter. You don't know what it says, because obviously encoded.
Yeah.
It's on the same kind of stationery as the other note you found, though.
Oh. Okay.
Which
Can
says you're on the right guidelines.
yeah. Can you copy it quickly? Or is it like really large?
You can copy it. It will take more time, but you can do it.
Because if we're going for the we weren't here angle, then I can't really take anything.
And that might be too late with the Torian's card. Unless you're taking him also.
We
But then there's 3 people missing.
yeah, we knocked out 3 people. They will assume things.
I mean, they assume something happened, but not necessarily us. But yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just take it anyway.
Very well. You take the documents from the secret room.
Because you know, if something happens, then I might as well take them because they'll know someone was through here, but not who. So hopefully, Torin knocked that guy hard enough that he forgot what he saw before he got knocked out.
I wouldn't count on that. Like hitting the right part of the head to give him dementia or whatever.
I mean, you could give it another whack.
Just keep whacking. He'll
Keep
forget.
whacking. Yeah.
Yes, he'll forget. He'll forget because their soul will start moving on.
Yeah. No, I guess yeah, because will take the documents. This is probably the best thing we got, unless we want to make a ruckus. So I would probably suggest going now with this. But
Yeah, we can leave.
yeah, I think this is fine. We can probably interrogate those 2 if you want still. But
I think I know what the mirror is.
Oh, what is it?
I think from what Sarah's told me, and like all the studying made me do with her.
Okay.
I don't know all the glyphs, but I think I recognize a couple of them. I think it's for communication.
Okay.
I
You-
don't know how to activate it though.
Ah, okay.
We could break it before we leave.
Hmm.
Although if we do, chances are we'll have to leave quickly.
Yes. I presume allows them to communicate with, well, probably the spy master. So yeah, let's. There's no way Vickers can like. There's no use magic device in this game.
There is not.
I can't fluff it. So yeah, let's break it and run. I guess. Seems like a prominent piece of useful stuff, and if they don't have anyone commanding them, then it's a bit harder for them to do anything here.
If you're gonna break it, I presume we don't want to be in the room when that happens.
Yeah, unless you have an idea of how to bring this back. It's quite heavy.
Theo kind of just scoffs at like, yeah, kid's not gonna be able to carry it. If you had a portable hole, maybe.
Yes, actually, I do. That's a good point.
A portable hole.
I completely.
That is not
forgot I had it.
Theo suggesting the portable hole, but it's me as a GM. Like, you have a portable hole, you could potentially. Use.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I had it. Yeah, let's use that.
Rub your dear
That's-
friend portable hole.
Oh man, yeah, let's portable hole the.
This piece, by the way, is the guideline of be a supporter of your players. Give them hints when they forget stuff.
Yeah, that was really dumb of me. I was like, how will we get this back? Maybe the
Every
extra
single-
dimensional space I have.
Just don't confuse it with the holeable portal.
That's very different.
The holeable
I
portal.
don't know what that is, but you should keep that to yourself.
Okay.
As Vickers unfolds his black handkerchief,
No more of your
Yes.
Pornhub searches. Jesus.
you lay out the handkerchief on the floor, and just suddenly it's a 10-foot deep hole in the floor.
All right, let's put it in. Torin, get in here. Lift this thing.
You just make it- Okay.
It is a fairly hefty mirror, in fairness.
Look, I am a brittle old man. You are a towering beast.
You
of
got
a man.
you got two characters who dump strength in that secret room right now. And you want them lifting the fragile, heavy mirror.
You know, as people often say to Torin, you're Herculean exemplar. I need
Yes.
you to.
Yes.
You Calipigian Superman. Get over here and lift this thing.
You paragon of strength. Get in here.
Yeah.
It would be an athletics to move the mirror carefully and quietly.
Athletics, you say.
The biggest challenge is mostly just it's heavy. But
Yeah.
Torin, this is no problem for you. It is hefty, but it's not a problem. You're able to carefully lift the mirror, then slowly lower it into the 10-foot deep hole.
I think they should replace the athletics icon with just Torin. To be honest.
Then Torin can climb out of the 10-foot deep hole afterwards.
All right.
Presumably for Vickers to then collapse.
I mean,
Yes.
if you're taking the mirror, why just don't throw like all the notes from the room into the hole?
Disembodied voice, that is a great idea. Let me do that right now.
You hear
No,
messages from your head.
No, that's actually CL because I'm probably keeping.
You're still connected, so
Yeah. No, that's a good idea. Let's just dump everything in here.
actually, I don't know what your range limit is. You might not be connected.
Actually, it's a mile, so probably not.
Yeah, you're no longer connected.
Okay. Yeah, he'll. It's a good idea though. Probably.
Yeah,
So.
you chuck the documents into the hole. Then
All right.
we'll be back to you guys in a bit.
I do like the mental image of CL sitting on like a couch somewhere eating grapes while backseating Vickers.
I mean, I don't know why. I can kind of imagine that happening just around Sorkai when you're all within a mile of each other because you're in the city.
Yeah. That's how we get the bardic inspiration from a mile away.
I mean, technically.
Oh my god, no, it's perfect because correct me if I'm wrong, either. You have the ability to like steal spells from other spell lists later. that right?
I already have that ability, but yes, I get more of it at 10 level. At level
My-
10.
Because my thought is like Seal sitting over scrying mirror, just casually watching because I'm backseating everything.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, I could. I could.
So many
I mean,
grades.
between telepathy and scry, you just casually watch. Clairvoyance, clairaudience also works technically.
Yeah.
It's true.
Cast that I thought.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to cast detect thoughts. There's a lot that because filters from you.
I mean, that is the reason to cast it. Cast it on Spymaster.
It will be an interesting experience to say the least.
Let's just say a lot of expletives.
I mean, you can resist it, right?
uh,
You are talented Spymaster.
you know, if it's
Another
intelligent.
resilient feat, I think.
Did you say wisdom save?
Oh, well, you know.
But yes, kind of pulling the camera back for a moment. A few, kind of basically like a dozen miles away. You have a party going on.
Yes.
The party is still in full swing at the moment. There is some slight competition for Lady Eliza's for Lady Eliza's kind of smoothing around the room, as it appears a couple of nobles have realised who the mysterious woman dressed in white is, the Duchess, and oh, she's really important, and are also now smoothing her.
Sure.
That's pretty standard though for any high class noble going anywhere; they get smoothed.
Yeah.
The Duchess, as usual, is just kind of dismissing them for the most part, of barely like giving the bare courtesy of like an acknowledgement.
Yes.
And then kind of dismissing them, and if they insist, then giving them a rather brutal tirade. But
Yes.
she's not easily impressed, as you well know. Elsewhere in the room, though, more activity continues. There are the Shattershield dwarves currently at work,
Mm-hmm.
who are mostly trying out the different gifted boozers. Thankfully, none of them are alcoholic.
All right.
Thankfully, none of them are poisoned, as you already double checked.
Right. No, I've been very careful.
There is also, of course, Viscount Grismere of Ferelda, who is currently here.
Yes.
Your neighbour from across the border who came to visit,
Yeah.
being mostly smoothed by Ceres.
Yep.
Of course, Ceres has been trying to form if not an alliance, at least a friendly partnership with foreign powers. Then there are a variety of others here, of various things. The Wood Elven Chiefess, the mercenary leader of Freyfrost, Count Ander of Reichhold as well, of course, is here, who looks completely fed up.
Yes. The good Count of Reichhold probably needs a little talk too.
There is also one person here who you did not perhaps expect. Ciel notices this person, actually. Sitting in the corner appears to be one of the Duke's mages. Though you thought his entire entourage left, it appears one of his mages is still here, just casually sitting in the corner by themselves with a small glass of wine. Just watching the party.
Ciel knows this person?
Yes, Ciel has noticed them. They kind of social stealthed into the background, but she picked up on it.
Only had that detector spell.
Well, the most pressing concern I think is the Reichhold dude, because we need to sort out, be like, hey, so you need to be on our side here, otherwise it's just gonna be hell to pay for you, really. Yeah, let's I think Amnas will go and talk to the Reichhold guy. Maybe he can talk to the mage or something.
True.
Suss something out of him.
A double-pronged assault. The Count Ander is currently outside in like a little outside area for the reception right now. As he currently stands out there, as you kind of apparently discussing, well, as far as you can tell from the conversation, to say the least, sword fighting and different stances.
I see.
I mean, you know what? I mean, this is a topic that Amanus knows about.
Oh yeah. He has both swords and stances. That's perfectly fine. He shall join in the conversation politely, and see if you can suss out like, you know, are they, do they know what they're talking about? Are these people fighters, or are they just, you know, prancers?
Most of them here don't seem to have a clue what they're talking about. Most of the nobles here, if they do have a clue what they're talking about, it's like they know how to use a sword. They're not really well versed in using a sword. Count Ander, meanwhile, strikes you as something else. He knows his stuff.
All right.
He actually really knows his stuff as you kind of get him talking properly, as someone who actually, you know, does know like proper martial skill.
All right.
As he begins to discuss with you, kind of at first it starts relatively minor, such as like preference of like blade length to like handles for certain weapons.
Sure. Yeah, the cross guard should be roughly at armpit level, is Amanas's firm belief. Otherwise, the sword is too short or too long. You need balanced.
He mostly agrees, though he seems to prefer a slightly longer handle. Though he has some fairly good points for why he prefers it.
Certainly.
Then one of the other people kind of chimes in, making just a joke kind of about, you know, swords being the better weapons and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Being very much like prideful noble who doesn't really know what he's talking about but wants to seem cool.
Yeah.
And Count Ander immediately going in and dismonishing him for the fact talking about the usefulness of pikemen and spearmen.
Right.
As, he's not simply a fighter, he's a general in his own right.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. As we perhaps can like talk over the heads of these nobles and maybe make them a bit disinterested and leave us, so Amanas can talk to him one-on-one for a little bit.
He takes you off into his. Like, you two can basically wander off further off into the outer yard area.
Yeah.
The beautiful gardens of the cathedral. I mean, it's like a beautiful fountain. There's a few trees, a few like religious statues. It's nice and quiet out here.
Yeah. Amanas will look over to him and say, Count Ander, I like to speak with you on a matter of great importance for the both of us.
Well, I suppose there's as good a chance as any. I think I know this is going.
Amanas quirked his eyebrow. Oh, is that so?
No offense, but the writing's on the wind here.
Yes, I suppose we have...
Lady Eliza's sudden change of heart over what the noble calls expected. My lord's going to be crossing blades with you.
Amanas nods slowly.
Might be soon, might be a while, but it's going to happen.
And, he will press on here and says, my hope would be that this conversation might stop that from happening. It's true that we have made our opening moves, and it's something that has been planned for a while. I have taken you aside specifically because I think that you bear your cousin. Was it brother? No, it was cousin, right? Cousin. There's no love lost between you, necessarily. And while we move against him, we would rather not move against you. If you side with us in this conflict, you and your lands will be completely spared.
Going right into the punchline, are we?
I believe it is best to be forthright with one's potential allies and one's enemies.
Well, I respect you for that, old man. To be honest, someone who just goes straight to the point makes a nice change.
Well,
sadly, this is a matter of it's not as simple as me simply saying, "Yes, I will fight for you."
makes
What
sense.
are we here for today? He kind of just gestures around the church. He's my liege lord. Might not like him. My liege lord still.
We do not require you to fight him. We just require you to not fight us. In return, your lands will be spared, and you will remain in control of them. You would just switch one liege for another. A liege that has mistreated you for a long time, and someone that you yourself have worked to undermine by financing resistance movements in Freyfrost. You might not recognize the idea, but I believe that you have already worked against your liege for many years, perhaps. This would just make it official, and you can drop the mask and just... He shrugs. Heck, say it was the taxation that has forced you to not be able to raise any troops.
As it stands, choosing not to fight with my liege is still tantamount to betraying him. You know yourself, vassals are to answer the call of war.
It is true. If you decide to keep to your oath, I can certainly respect you for that. But I will point out again that I believe not only it to be detrimental to you and your lands, but also in an oath to a liege. In that oath also contains obligations on the liege's part to serve as a good ruler and to support those who have sworn fealty to him, not to exploit them or mistreat them in any way. I could argue quite effectively, I believe, that Duke Alcend has, in all effects, already betrayed his oath to you. Hello, Rochelle.
As suddenly walking out into the garden in your direction. No Bleeze or Blaze.
Yes.
It's been some time, my dear Count. As she gives that acknowledging look to Amanus, you did ask her after all to try and support.
Yep.
In favor.
Yep. Odds back. Rochelle, I believe you two know each other from before.
Under different circumstances. The Count nods, having a surprised expression that she's here.
Will indicate to Lady Rochelle and says, Dame Rochelle is quite the individual, someone that has served me and my interests very well, and I believe she can clearly attest to the benefits of working together with me, my court.
Oh. We didn't have a chance to speak in during the ceremony, Rochelle, but I thought you'd just come to pay respects. I didn't I'd heard you had lost your title as mayor. I did not understand that kind of looks at Amnes. Well, that she belongs to your court. Dame Rochelle smiles, especially at her being named as such. I received a well-deserved raise in my station.
Nons. It is my firm belief. Competency and efficiency should be rewarded. Exactly, people. Rochelle, that I need attend quarterly meetings and my affairs. Looks over to Count Anne. Says, I also believe that you, Count, are one such competent individual. You have done remarkably well given the circumstances. You have a lord who has all but betrayed you, squeezed you for exorbitant amounts of money, in effect robbed your lands, and you have still managed to put together a quite good territory. Able to trade with us and be very good at it, while yourself, clearly competent swordsman and good general. To say the least, I am impressed. Which is why I am eager to add your skills and competence to us. He looks over to Rochelle and says, Dame Rochelle, if it pleases you, please be honest and frank with the good Count in describing what has transpired since you started working with us, and your true feelings on the subject. Be absolutely sure that this is a fair and honest verdict. I shall step out of hearing range here. My presence do not affect the outcome.
Oh, that won't be necessary. As she will begin to speak to Count Ander about her service to you and her thoughts about you in a brutally honest,
Yes.
but overall positive light.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, she is for the most part fairly positive. She does note she does bring up some points that she disagrees with, such as your kind of brutal handling of prisoners.
Who told her? Who was the witness?
Among there is other things. The fact that fear seems to be your primary tool at times. But as it stands, her overall review of you is positive, but she doesn't hold any punches in describing you.
That's fair. Honesty is good in these parts. He should know who he gets in league with.
You gave her carte blanche to just to talk about her honest feelings about you. She is doing so.
Yep.
There's a few like minor jabs there of Amnes, but it's you gave her permission. She's going for it.
Perfectly fine.
And the Count does seem to have a respectful look on his face at this. Amnes, you may attempt a persuasion check here.
Yep.
You will have advantage from Dame Rochelle.
Let's see what we can do.
It is not an easy check by any means to make progress.
No, of course. 16.
Okay. The discussions will continue.
Certainly.
Meanwhile, you see the masked mage sitting in the corner, bearing the Duke's crest. Just sipping her wine. She turns her head slightly as you kind of get to that side of the room. Her eyes, well, you think, it's hard to tell under the mask, but you think she's tracking you. And not hiding that fact.
That doesn't mind still. Still will like approach. I guess I like a 2 glasses of wine or something like. But she already has wine, so that doesn't really matter.
More wine.
Wine, she will approach and speak. Mind some refilling, or I simply enjoying the atmosphere from this corner of view?
It was running low. She holds out a hand.
Yours some.
Theo, sage to the new Duke's court.
Yes, that is the current title that I'm running by. Quite enjoyable.
She
You
nods.
are one of the mages of the ducal scent. The black
Yes.
fire one.
You're well informed. Yes. I am one of his circle of mages. Originally here on delegation to advise, but given the events of what occurred, I am simply here now to observe and update him on anything important that happened. My liege did not seem in the best mood after the festivities.
I can only guess. My liege did him, how would we say, dirty, but to some extent.
She gestured a gloved hand to the seat beside her.
She, sits there casually. But, I am also here to take information, so I don't answer my discussion, but I will tell you that you openly. So you know.
Then we both know we're spying on the other. Excellent.
Well, buying.
However you
See-
wish to define gathering information.
Having a conversation that can contain information. Or
There's a smile on her face. She said that. As you said, though, your liege did my liege dirty. There will be repercussions for this.
Oh, my liege expects those. So, well, there's gonna be some things moving around. But I expect things to be shaken in here in the north anyways. So I do hope for your liege a good fighting chance. At least I think my liege's wishes that. So I do not know all his fearful thoughts.
Yes, about your liege. He does not go by his true name, it seems.
I mean, that is true. But neither do I. Neither do you. I guess it's in the fashion today. Makes sense.
Oh, so sweet. The difference is, I don't believe our identities are quite as important as your liege's.
Oh no. We are not. We are simply guards on our liege's hand.
But to think, if the rest of the Empire knew he was alive. Well, they will soon enough.
I mean, that is the plan.
I mean, there's no stopping it now.
Obviously.
My liege was not the only one to recognize him here. A few backwater nobles may not, but the court as a whole definitely has.
Yes, but the South is having its, let's say, own issues at the moment, as far as I know. So, concerned, but There will be certainly people from the south that will recognize my liege. Or will come to recognize my liege.
You'll bring ruin and disaster to this region. All of you.
Well, that might be true. We can make a bet on it.
Like that person, like, oh, I mean,
There's a quirking for a moment. Her mask almost slips slightly. A bet.
I enjoy gambling. It's a wonderful thing.
I will decline your bet.
I'm sad.
You're that confident, however, that well, you can avoid disaster.
A major disaster, yes. There might be some minor skirmishes,
Oh, the
but not a
arrogance.
disaster.
Oh, the arrogance. This. I mean, either I will be proved wrong, or, well, if I am, it'll be a miracle.
Well, yes, I'm putting a bit of an arrogant image. If you want my truthful answer, there are some tricks in the work, but if you ever see them, you might be in better hand.
You know, my liege would accept you on his court. You seem like a talented individual, both in the arcane and scholarly matters.
I think my liege would do the same. But, well, even if I would want to accept your liege's offer, there's also some other hands that are calling mine. Except my liege, of course.
I understand, but do know that if and when my liege does win the upcoming conflicts, the offer will be asked of you again.
I mean, if my lieges ever loses, I think I will just leave this kingdom. My loyalty is loose, but there's still some.
She shrugs.
Let's say I'm gambling on this dark horse. That is my liege. But if I ever get better offer or see better gambling chances, I will take those.
Somehow, though, I feel like the standard offer of mages of a library full of, well, extensive esoterica is not enough for you.
I'm a simple woman, and I enjoy simple things. Sure, arcane knowledge or occult knowledge might be very good for my desires, but I still enjoy the simple things. And in here, surprisingly, even as I work in the States, I get my simple things. This being 16 hours of sleep and 3 meals. I guess I lack the ambition. At least at the moment.
Also, as it does not affect my lord, I have something to inform you of. You may have a visitor you did not entirely realize was here.
Well, yes.
Be precise, though. It appears the church has sent someone to watch the proceedings. One of the cardinals did.
And that wouldn't surprise me at all. But I think I will inform that to my liege. I don't think him is also surprised.
It's no issue on my side to inform you. Doesn't affect us. So, white-haired man, black jacket, far corner of the brandy.
Seal looks into that area.
is indeed a man who seems to be simply quietly mingling in a dark coat.
Yeah. It's a very kind trait from you.
Again, it's not information my liege needs to protect.
I wonder what kind of information I could give. I can give person. Okay, you can pick. I am feeling generous. Either get personal information or get other information. You can do the realm and stuff.
He smirks a little bit. What has you so confident that your dark horse will win this?
In this current table, I only see two major players. My dark horse, which is certainly the underline there, and the current ruler of this empire. Sure, there is a high chance that the current ruler will win, since my liege is a dark horse. But then my liege has an aura. It's a fearful aura, but there's also aura of change, and I wish that change. So I don't know if my liege will win. I'm simply making a bet for my life.
Change or bloody conflict will be wait enough to see.
Well, there's gonna be some bloody conflict. Yes, that is sad. Loss of life and all. But there's also change in other ways. And of course, it's not simply my liege who's after the Saints here in the north. And that is what I'm betting. And I think my liege is betting here in the north too. There is a certain how would I say it? Well, certain someone else who also is eyeing things in the north. In multiple ways.
Gerd looks you over, trying to read you very clearly.
She is not hiding things, but leading things without not to be said. Obviously. But she's also there's that hint if you want to gamble on it.
The smirk for a moment. I will place a bet with you. Assuming we both survive what is to come. Well, if you win, I will I'll be honest, I do not even see your horse making it to our doorstep. But prove me wrong.
I don't think we will be approaching with horses, but sure. I will prove. So, if I win without our horses approaching your doorstep, you are betting on...
I meant more precisely that I do not even see any of your things reaching our doorstep.
Still gives him a
Though
sad look.
Though that horse in particular, she looks towards the doorway.
Ciel nods and then gives like a sad look for a moment.
Still. Let's say you do. Well, assuming we survive this, I suppose I will owe you a favor, won't I?
Makes sense. I can bet you the same favor. I can also add it. Let's say favor and a date. Yeah, that's fine. I am still, betting more.
A favor and a date.
Yes.
Well,
of course I will cover the date.
She smirks for a moment. A deal then.
Wonderful. She shakes hands up at the deal or whatever it's.
She'll shake your hand. She seems rather amused by you. Doesn't entirely understand Seal very clearly, but she's amused by you. No, I'll be honest. If you do win, it'll be a shame that I don't get the date.
We can talk about that as your favor, maybe. As I said, I am a simple woman. Anyways, I had a wonderful time talking. If you want anything else, I guess you can message me with this message spell. Ta-da! She leaves.
She waves a gloved hand as she goes back and picks up her wine glass again.
She leaves the bottle also there.
Which I do believe you have not poisoned her wine, so she will simply enjoy her wine.
Yeah.
You just smoothed one of the mages.
Well tried. She will send a quick message to update the king. And send the second message to king. I hope you win. I would like to go to that date.
Yes, well, there's a grunt. That's basically what he sends back.
I don't think I can use magic message spell as an inspiration. Give you bardic inspiration.
Maybe we could be
my
like,
date is hanging on you.
Yeah, maybe I'm super inspired.
Be my wingman.
I mean, as long as I hear you, right? You can give me inspiration.
I mean, I would say if you can hear and see each other, I think it's fine. And so
moved by the heartfelt promise between Seal and her new potential girlfriend, Amanas will dive back in.
Seal waving from the doorway. It's all the way across the garden, but still waving from the doorway.
Yeah. No.
So inspirational.
I'll die. Yeah, I'm inspired. That's incredible.
The conversation then will continue with Count Ander.
You have one bardic inspiration for 10 minutes.
Hooray.
88.
He doesn't seem fully persuaded, though you've certainly hit on notes that's very clearly like he's thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you clearly haven't won him over. I understand all you're saying, and to be honest, there's nothing more I would like than to see my liege taken down a few notches. But well, matters of duty they're not something to simply turn away from. After all, you, as were just sworn, he kind of waves the hand back to the chapel again. We swear before the gods, do we not?
Nods and says, my experience, gods help those who help themselves. I have worked up to this from a very bad starting position. So something that I have learned is that wait around for others to do you good. They most certainly will not. To act on your own behalf and to bring it up. The matter of duty. Yes, indeed, duty is certainly something to take very seriously. I've already pointed out that the leash, however, will to have his duty sworn to him as well. I think that also. But there is one more wrinkle to this. It is the matter of your duty not to your liege, but to your people. People look up to you, do they? Respect you. They have been with you through these trials and tribulations, many of which have been visited on these people because, well, you are who you are. Clear to me that and has thorn in his side when it comes to you. Not sure why, but he has determined to make you suffer for it. In turn, your lands have suffered, people have suffered. Have a duty to them. Make it stop, make amends, and do something better. And we will offer that better.
Spoken like someone who's definitely been reading over the whole chains that bind part of it. She seems amused slightly. Though there's definitely like this slight, God-fearing kind of light in the back of his eyes.
At this point, maybe the aura around Amonas's head will start flickering and appear to also show his divine light. On the good, I will say, in my opinion, good count, you have been betrayed for years. You have just realized. I am a paladin, a holy knight, sworn an oath I keep very close. I am, I dare say, blessed by the heavens. When I speak, you can trust my word. There is no duplicity here. That I am a paladin. You do not.
You can attempt another roll on this.
Right.
The Bardic. Add the Bardic. Add the Bardic. Good. It's like the speech again.
Do you want it?
Yes.
I mean, why the fuck not, right, at this point? Maximum!
The first roll goes, so
it is
36.
as good as it cannot be any better. Maximum persuasion.
there is a brief moment that Amonas, he goes quiet. You can just see your own halo reflecting out of his eyes.
Yep.
He has the Count goes kind of very quiet, pale a little bit, and almost looks like a man who has just seen God.
Yes. Don't get afraid though. Your brain will melt.
Kill yourself.
I mean, it looks like he should be, but it doesn't look like your aura is affecting him.
Yeah.
He's brave.
He may not, frankly, he may be strong enough that that's not an issue on him.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
And the peasantry will just explode right now.
Yeah, no.
Don't go outside. Up.
It is. I mean, Amonas has projected. Maybe indeed there was a hint of the Imperial Guardian Angel, touching him at that very moment, projecting this complete and utter confidence in his own stance, in his own beliefs, and just displaying that in the purest possible form he can express, which
And,
turns out to be
and inspired by CL's
Gate, yes. Pushing it like beyond human capabilities,
Well,
really.
it's her like pledge that, you know, despite what's going on, she's put her bet on you.
Yeah, it's true.
That's inspiring.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. But I mean, that push, that 8, even at max level, you do not have, like, I would not add 8 to my proficiency, right? So this is beyond like human levels.
I think 35 is the limit.
this.
Where the limit goes, so this is beyond the limit.
Yeah,
This,
it is just
this is beyond natural means.
yeah. A demon prince would be like, whoa, that was
That
wild.
is a compelling argument.
Yeah, I have to say.
Like I'm just saying, if you were in hell right now, you just won the infernal court case.
Yes.
Oh no.
Sadly, you're not in hell at the moment, so
Arguable.
what surrounded by nobles and bureaucrats.
Yes, fawning.
Maybe also the other nobles who are maybe hearing things will be like, oh my.
It's angelic singing to the air.
It's a bit of choir.
Choir.
Yeah.
The count takes a moment to try and like gather himself for it.
Yeah. Stunned as he no doubt is by this incredible force. I mean, you know, maybe it was a glimpse of heaven. Maybe the light. Maybe something was shown behind Amanas at that very moment. Or coming down from heaven. Who knows?
Biblically accurate Amanas.
Exactly.
Much.
Be not afraid.
You've given me much to think about.
I shall allow you to consider my words carefully and leave your decision with us as you return home, to your lands, so you know where you stand in the matter. I can instruct forces and allies.
When we meet on the battlefield. He says that, but in the least threatening tone possible. As he kind of walks off in a bit of a daze.
Staggers away. Oh, God.
As he also then seems to give a wide-eyed look as he walks past Arkland coming out.
Yes.
And, like, he just seems to, like, look down to the ground as if, like, not worthy to look at these paladins walking past.
Yes! Yes! Oh, it's awesome. Very happy with that.
Rochelle looks like she's got a minor psychic headache at the moment. Wow, that went well, I think, my lord.
Nods. I think that went as well as we could possibly have hoped. Self up a little bit. It says, in your opinion, if it is, would he be content ruling under Duchess, or do you think he would prefer to be recruited to my court?
It's hard to say. As it stands, in the end of the day, he's going to simply want to try and do what's best for his duty. That's all he's ever cared about. So whatever is going to keep his people safest, which I can respect.
Drums his fingers a little bit like on the hip of his armor as he considers the count staggering away.
Given the light of everything, though, antagonizing the Duchess may not be your best move.
Totally true. But
she was promised that land.
nods, certainly. And I intend to give her the land. It's just the ruler of that land I might be interested in keeping. She said nothing of the people.
And this is how you won in hell in the court case.
Rochelle goes wide-eyed for a moment, but then nods. To be honest, given his expression, I think if you invited him to your court, potentially he may just take it. Though, once his other obligations are, yes.
Very good. Very good indeed. Duchess keep the snow-covered ferns. And root the ruler and some of the people he has under him that have made that land actually profitable despite all the hardships. Seems important. More so than the ferns. And if he, by his own free will, steps down from his post, who is the Duchess to deny him? Can't really stop him from going.
I don't particularly think she'll mind.
We shall see. I hope the Duchess can be trusted in these matters. We're taking a big risk, allying with her, although there is no other alternative.
Many people have their bets on you, and you have your bets on her.
Yes, everyone is betting on someone. At least for now. She is intriguing in many ways. Finding a lot of power. Carefully guards, like your ancestry would imply, I suppose. One day we might have to take care of her if she opposes us, but I hope that never comes.
Well, I ideally hope so as well, given her reputation. I heard the magic that she showed at your at the soiree you visited.
Yes, never seen anything like it. Ceres was most impressed.
Rochelle definitely gives like a worried look in that general direction towards the Duchess. Like the Duchess, Rochelle was like clearly very like aware that several of the mages in the room could like just obliterate her without her even noticing.
Oh, sure.
Like there is only that fear that, yeah. She acknowledges there's a couple of very powerful mages in this room right now, and that is terrifying to her.
Yeah, I mean, it would be terrifying to all normal people.
like Ceres is a regular level of terrifying, but she's a known level of terrifying. But then you've got like the Duchess, who is an unknown level of terrifying. You don't know how powerful she is.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got like the Wood Elf Chiefess, who is also a known spellcaster, but you have no idea how powerful either.
Some sort of CRS.
Mm-hmm. Then there's some of the Shaman's apprentices in here. Then there's a bunch of just nobles as well in here. It's like there's a lot of people in this room who could just deliver a lot of firepower right now.
True, it's true. But
Rochelle's offensive ability is dagger.
I mean, her offensive capabilities is the accounting, and that's what she uses.
Like she's not a fighter. She's not a caster. She is an administrator. That's all she's really good for.
That's exactly what I need. Like that's the thing. Like you can't run a realm with just force. You need bureaucrats. That's how you do it.
And that's what she's good at. She's good at bureaucrats and whispering in people's ears.
Excellent. Yeah. No, he will thank you for the help. And just keep an eye on the good count in case he needs some more encouragement. Although seems his mind is kind of blasted.
I think he might need some liquid courage.
Yes.
All right.
As that concludes that part for now.
Hmm.
But it does seem that things on the diplomatic side are going fairly well.
Pretty good.
Record scratch.
Meanwhile, as the camera kind of shakily fades away.
Yeah, I will note that when we get close, Ciel will inform about the cardinal visitor.
Yes. What was the deal with the good cardinal?
there's a visitor from the church that is looking at the situation.
He's spying on you from the Empire.
Someone's sent by the Council of Cardinals, so...
How would he rank compared to the Reverend Mother?
Ooh, that's an interesting point. Like the Cardinals obviously rank above her because they are the heads of the church. But if this is just an agent of them, I mean, his voice would carry authority, but it wouldn't necessarily outrank her because this is her domain.
Yes.
You know, he's whoever it is, it's not going to be like some archbishop or anything. If they were, you would like the priest would have already noticed it, like an archbishop was like walking around. So probably doesn't outrank her. In Amis's mind, it might be an inquisitor, an actual inquisitor. Because they are often the hands of the cardinals, at least true ones instead of fake ones. Perhaps someone to speak to? Up to you.
Yes, I think we should talk to this.
But that will have to go first. Though we'll check in with the operations in the keep.
Yes.
As Vickers folds up the handkerchief, now full of papers and a gigantic mirror. The handkerchief still weighs the same as it always did.
Magic's such a treat. I think we should get out of here.
Yes, we should leave.
Let's expedite our retreat. Vickers might actually activate his watch here, the haste watch, and put haste on himself. I don't see a haste thing, so I'm just going to...
There is not a thing for haste. I usually just use empower or something.
Yeah. It's super quick. Yeah.
Right,
So, yeah, I think Vickers is gonna basically... I think he'll go first, and try and sneak down the corridor and try and like basically ambush anyone that he sees, if that's possible.
You can try. You definitely hear a lot more noise than you did before now.
Yeah, but with his increased speed, you should be able to swiftly, but also attempt to be sneaky. So, I guess you would want me to roll stealth here. Can I use my bolster on that? Maybe?
I will roll in secret.
Yes.
Vickers thinks he might be noticed, given you technically know, or if your stealth check's going to fail.
Yeah, let's mask my steps a bit with some sonic chaff or something. It's a 3, so 18 might not be enough anyway, but it's a little bit extra. And he'll basically want to get down to the corner if he can, but if he can't, then there we go.
As you hear one of the folks come around the corner, calling something out to his buddy as he does so, kind of looking around, kind of confused.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know what to expect down here. He just heard a noise.
Oh, he hasn't seen me yet.
He hasn't technically seen you yet, but he has like called to his buddy that he heard a noise and has come to investigate.
All right. Well, Vickers is gonna
you can try to hide, or you can try to assault him, but you get one. You can do one or the other.
I will assault him. Attempt to, at least.
You'll try to throw a knife at them.
Yep. It's a 24, and I assume that was sneak attack. So.
Zoom.
I guess advantage then. Yeah, it was 24.
One minute, I have to check something.
Okay. This is not lethal, by the way.
Hmm.
Worth noting that rules as written, if you surprise someone, you don't automatically get advantage. It just means the other party can't take an action.
That's
Oh, it's
But
just because I'm
you're-
hidden. I'm hidden though.
it's hidden.
Like I'm
Yeah,
stealthed.
yeah.
But yeah, I
definitely
get what you mean.
applies,
The surprises sub doesn't give advantage now.
I'm giving he heard something. I'm gonna say no,
All right, then just 15 then from the first hit.
which actually solves a different issue though. Which was I was double checking the page for massive damage because he's not actually got that much health. We're dealing with squishy low-level
Massive
characters.
non-lethal damage.
Yeah, does massive damage work on non-lethal though? Question.
I mean, the whole point of non-lethal, if you do too much non-lethal, you can still kill someone
Oh, okay.
eventually. Yeah, you rolled more sneak attack than he has health, so
Right.
adding that on the other damage, could have caused issues.
Yeah.
Oh, he falls unconscious in the corridor, though he did already call out to his buddy.
Yeah, he's gonna, if he has time, he's gonna rush to the corner. He has haste on, so
You
I don't
can.
know it's probably not quick enough to drag him back, but maybe I can basically do the same to the next guy.
I mean, you can try to drag him back, or you can
Yeah.
try to pair attack. What do you want to do?
I'll drag him back if I can.
Okay. You're going to drag him just back and dump him in the room.
How far can I drag him before he comes out? Well, how far can I?
And he'll make it out. I mean, he'll make it outside before you get back into the room, but he won't necessarily turn the corner before you make it back into the room. You are hasted after all. You can move pretty fast.
Right.
If you just want to dump his body back in hidden place.
Yeah, just back behind so he can't see it immediately as he walks out. Not too far.
Okay, you just want to do that then?
Remember,
Yeah.
remember that you can put all bodies into the portable hole as well.
Yeah, but they suffocate in 10 minutes.
Oh, right.
That's-
They're alive.
And if there's more creatures in it, they have obviously less time because it's less oxygen. So
You just kill them and carry them out.
no. Right. Oh god.
This is it. Call of Dude's going to go outside, look around,
Yeah.
seem a bit confused. Frank?
Can Theo make do something to like mimic him?
He could. Is this? Are you giving him a suggestion or something to?
Yeah.
you want?
Maybe he can just like I don't know, say like, oh, it's fine or whatever. And I don't know what he can do specifically, but if he can somehow pose as the guard or like let them know it's okay. I'll leave the specifics up to him. That's his initiative. I don't have the time to like.
He will go ahead and create an illusion then.
Oh.
As you suddenly hear the guard who called out his voice before echo out. It's not a perfect replication, obviously, but
Yeah.
hopefully it's well good enough.
Why, yes,
Oh.
my fellow guards. I, Frank, am fine.
Coincidentally, this is exactly how I play Metal Gear Solid and other stealth games.
I found some rats. Nothing to worry about. I'm going to roll to see if they believe it or not.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, you hear that? Just rats. No big deal. But that's honestly not Frank. No, it's definitely Frank. Come on, go back to bed.
You know Frank, our friend.
Our friend Frank.
Yeah.
As you know, there's no one very infuriated folk that the other one won't believe him.
It's not Frank. It's some sort of alien wearing his face. I'm not crazy.
And the other one has gone back into what you now presume is a barracks room.
Yeah. Oh. Get him.
Are you going to shiv him as he comes from the corner?
Like, yeah, of course I'm gonna shiv him.
He is suspicious at the moment. This is definitely not an advantage.
That's fine. That should be enough.
And again, just the perfect amount of damage to again knock them out. You keep rolling exactly 14 damage the amount of health they have.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Let's get out of here. Probably at this point, if we can.
There's a lot of bodies lying around.
Yeah, but we don't have the time to. Well, I guess I'm fast. Maybe I can drag them all into the office.
As Torin, you just watching this from the doorway, I presume?
No, he's not even watching. He knows that he is large and makes noise, so he's just sort of standing his back to the wall, listening, knowing that if Vickers gets in trouble, he can contact him telepathically. But he's basically just waiting for the go ahead here.
I mean, if you're just standing there not doing much, you're not going to create noise. You don't have to worry about accidentally
Yeah.
being seen. But
I mean, these bodies are going to be found regardless, so it doesn't matter if we leave them here or not. If we can just get out. So
the question is purely when. So
true. Sure, let's put them. Let's try and drag them in a secret room and then see if I can close the switch. How about that? You see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Steal the mirror. Give them some bodies.
Yes. Unconscious ones, of course. You see Vic has come in like surprisingly very fast. Clearly magically enhanced here. I don't think Torin has ever seen someone that old go that fast before. But yes. Oh no, I mean in here, and then close the door.
I mean, Torin may be familiar with the concept of a haste spell.
True.
I'm fairly sure Torin's had a haste spell cast on him actually before.
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
Ceres.
Well,
But it is unusual seeing Vickers doing it, given the fact that he's not a mage.
time to go.
All right. You go on ahead. I'll follow.
All right. Yes.
Stop.
Yep. Ah. Wait. They look different.
Boss, maybe.
Who's this? Oh god.
There's a few people in your exit room.
No.
One of which, however, does appear to be wearing the same armor as the guys that were captured.
Okay.
Not the assassins, but the thieves that were captured.
All right.
Which gives confirmation at least one of them's here.
Okay. Gosh, it's gonna be.
As they're currently wandering around the supply room, currently gathering stuff.
Okay, Vic is just gonna try and blitz them in one turn. Probably the thief looking dude probably is a bit more healthier, but if I can take out the other two.
He's a professional unlike the other ones.
Yeah.
Well, more professional? Slightly more professional.
Let's see. Alright, yeah, let's try that. Are they aware? Are they suspicious?
They do not appear suspicious at the moment as far as you can tell.
Okay, so can I like bonus action hide then? Oh
I
gosh.
wanted.
You can if you want to.
I meant to measure, not move. Help.
Torin, you are free to charge in if that's what you want to do, Torin.
What is happening?
He does want to.
Oh no! That's awful.
Vickers?
I could boost that though. It's on auto fail. Hold on. Maybe I could survive this. That's a 5. 17. It's far not enough. Oh.
It's not Vickers' fault. In his haste, he does not remember the fact that the door that he's currently opening has a very squeaky hinge.
Shit. Right.
Also, Torin's gonna come in behind you, so no matter what you roll.
Well, you know.
They are not surprised.
The T train is coming through.
That's fine. That's fine.
This is going to require an actual initiative.
That's fine. Try my best.
Which I should have updated PO stuff, but it's fine. I can just roll it manually and go from there.
Oh god, it's such a terrible roll. What the fuck? All right, I roll for him again.
Do you add anything to remember for initiative? Do you add anything special? No.
Me? No, I don't think so. Or do you mean Theo? Sorry.
No, I'm just thinking generally. Yeah, okay, because he needs to be one higher than what he rolled because his deck's actually better than it used to be.
Oh, it doesn't matter. He's like, oh well, I guess it does if they roll between.
I mean, I need to roll there still.
Yeah. Of course they roll higher than me. That door is very creaky.
Creaky and apparently slightly stuck, slowing Vickers down.
Yeah.
They are confused, alarmed, and this guy's going to spend a bonus action definitely calling for the alarm. Because, like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
It's me, Frank, your friend.
That's not Frank.
Yes.
As he's
Very
going
hard.
to go ahead and take cover behind one of the crates in him. Large crate filled room. I'll use the holy shield as my just staying in cover for them.
The holy crate.
Holy crates.
Very holy crate. He's gonna shoot at Vickers.
Right. Oh yeah, that's a hit.
Just double checking my memory. Rogues for 5th edition, do they have a thing that's like first, like if you act before someone initiative, they get auto sneak, or is that not a thing?
I don't think so. No.
I think
But
this is a specific rogue that has
I think
that.
assassins get like advantage if no one else has acted yet, and also they auto crit anyone that hasn't acted yet if they hit them. But other than that, that's it.
Well, he's not a full-fledged assassin, so thankfully that is not the case.
All right, I'll take that damage, no problem. Oh, actually, question. Since I cast haste from the item, I'm still concentrating, right? So I need to
Yes,
make
you
a
are
check.
technically.
Oh, this be rough if I don't make that. Wow, I don't. So
For the first time ever, your pocket watch suddenly fizzles on you.
well, I lose my next turn, so that sucks.
The banes of haste.
Yeah.
Question, can you add your psychic die to saves?
No, it's only skills I'm proficient in, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah, it's an ability check using skill or tool with proficiency, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like a body conspiracy.
Yeah. Would be nice if I could, though.
Guy rushes out of the room, possibly to get reinforcements. Torin, you suddenly see Vickers just standing there in a daze after opening a very
No.
stuck, squeaky door.
Combat shock. He's seen him before. He'll be fine.
Time for your exfiltration.
Yes. Talon's gonna go in there. Where did that other guy go? I mean,
He went out the door that way.
I don't think Talon was able to see that. That is 15. He's gonna go here and smack this guy. He'll still use his Warhammer. It's more portable. One smack, that's probably not going to do it. We're going to use a thing on that. Make that a 13. Amazing.
That's a no.
Second one, 24. That's better.
That is a yes.
It's max damage.
And we're going to make that a trip.
Ooh.
Which I hate that these macros don't work.
I don't know why.
I don't know why they don't.
The fifth edition framework is weird.
But I'm down to 2 superiority dice. He gets to roll a strength save.
Strength save? Oh my.
Yes, DC 15 strength saving throw. On a failure, he is prone. He makes it. It's a strong thief. And then we're going to action search and keep smacking. For a crit.
Oh my god.
Sadly, you do not have the blooming spear with you here, though not that you needed healing.
It's true, but if he goes around knocking people out, a hammer seemed more appropriate.
That's fair. A poison spear is not the best for non-lethality.
And second swing.
You beat into him. He is clearly someone who's actually used to combat, whoever this is. But you certainly kind of just beat him up the side of the head like he tries blocking you, but you just, you're definitely wearing him down quite fast here. As he kind of heads back to the wall now.
Maybe used to combat, but he's not used to me.
Exactly.
This isn't a fight, this is a foregone conclusion.
Could he have used... No, he couldn't have used that. Correct. He had a reaction I thought he might be able to use, but no. Well... The elite thief is going to go ahead and tries to defend himself, try to hold you off with a couple of shanks of his daggers. Unless you somehow object.
I do object in principle, but he's allowed to do it. Well, that's a crit.
And yes, that's all that damage is correct.
I mean, okay, that's a very puny crit, but still.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs his friend to get backstabber.
Yeah.
I mean, still, given the fact he's a thief without it, that's what, a 7 plus. I mean, that's not bad for a dagger. And he gets a second dagger attack. Which that was not a hit. He's then going to go ahead and take the option to. She doesn't want to try that because that's pretty dangerous now. No, he'll stay where he is for the second. And just God hope that you don't hit again. Before his friends arrive. Yes. Let's see. What will you choose to do? One moment. Just double checking his abilities. As Theo kind of walks out, technically he would have his caster's mask on at a second, as he does so. He mouths something just quietly, and you can't really hear what it is, Torin. But there's like a slight red flash from his eyes as he's going to go ahead and cast a spell on the elite thief. Dissonant Whispers.
Oh yes.
He must attempt a wisdom saving throw. How wise do you think the thief is?
Not very, hopefully.
That is the correct answer. You whisper a distant melody in one creature's mind. The creature must make a wisdom saving throw. On a fail, it takes psychic damage. How much psychic damage is that? 3d6. I mean, ow. And then the second part of Dissonant Whispers, which is always the fun part.
Yes,
It must use its reaction immediately to move.
Which isn't force movement, so it will provoke.
Torin,
Smack him.
you want to punt the thief?
Yes, please. That's a miss.
Let's see, does Dissonant Whispers say where he has to move to? Is it just away or?
Or is away from whoever casts it.
He can just run.
That works.
He just suddenly just runs into the back corner, like looking terrified as a ghost at the boy in the strange mask.
Oh.
The mask just that's suddenly vanishing afterwards. His Theo just kind of looks amused.
Skip my turn. I can't do anything.
Oh yes, reinforcements. After all, there was shouting that was done.
That's true.
This bug is going to go ahead and come out. Survey the scene suddenly. Perceive Torin to be the bigger threat. And is going to try a foolhardy attempt to stab Torin.
That's a miss.
Torin is rather hardy. This thug is going to go ahead and shoot at Torin. Again from his cover. And because of the special
Also
thing they
miss.
have, he gets advantage. And still misses. Good job, thief. Not thief, thugs. Great job. This guy is also going to take a swing at Torin.
Another miss.
Torin is big. He had lots of armor.
True.
It does sound like more people are coming, though, so it's not great.
All right. Torin will see 15-foot cone, you say.
Oh, no. I thought the two thugs in front of you are going to have a bad day.
Yeah, I'm just measuring if I... No, that's... Oh, how does this tool work? I don't know.
A 10... That's a 10-foot?
That's 10 foot. How to make it 15? Oh no, I made another one. Help.
Yeah, you can just click it
Right.
and delete if you want to get rid of the template.
Okay. 15. No, I feel like I can't hit the guy behind the crate. Okay, sure, I won't. But the two in front of me...
You can breathe on them if you want to.
Yes, one attack will be replaced with a cold breath right in front of them. It is a DC. Don't I have a macro for this? I do. There we go. No, not that way. Just point it the right way. Assume it's pointed the right way.
Yeah.
1 second.
The deck save, which I'm sure will be
There you
not
go.
that difficult for a bunch of rogues.
Downside, these guys are just petty bandits, not full-fledged rogues, so... Still, they are certainly going to try.
That guy makes it.
1 success, 1 fail. You may proceed.
Uh,
Half damage to the other one, or
yes, half damage. And Torrent's gonna smack the hurt one with his second attack. Oh, the gross overkill. He's asleep. Alright. And that'll be that. He's just gonna hold the line here.
he shakes his head, like trying to regain like some semblance of what's going on. His appropriate response is going to be, fuck this shit, I'm out.
That makes sense.
As he runs. As another thug makes his way in. Surely with 3 of them they can hit you. Oh. A whole 8 damage.
That sure is 8 damage.
Yeah, the thugs are not the scariest thing in the world. They are low-level trash. The downside is the strength in numbers, of course.
And the exit is right there. You just need to actually get turns to which you can move.
Remember, because I'm not always the best with the 5th edition rules. You can, like... Can you move after doing something?
Yes, you can split it up. Yeah.
So could you, like, move, do something, then continue moving?
Yeah.
Yes.
Up to your full movement. Yeah.
You can even move during your attack.
Yeah. You can attack once, move, attack again if you have extra attack. You can split up your attacks like that.
Interesting. Do. Using that would be cool, though I don't. Do you plan to go on full assault of everyone? I don't think you do.
I don't think so. I think
On the other hand, Vickers hasn't been responding so far, which
it's his own initiative. Yeah.
I'm just going to do a quick measuring tool. I mean, that's an option. That is an option. Since Torin seems to be surrounded, Theo will come down here and cast another spell of his, which dark tendrils of energy begin to erupt from the ground around Theo.
Oh, that's
Arms of Hadar.
right.
Hey, look. He gets creepy spells given to him for free.
He's gonna hit Torin with that though, right? It's 10.
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I measured the area. It does not include Torin.
Oh, nice. All right.
And with that in mind,
No, but because I don't know what you're teaching this child, but I have questions.
Hey, I already knew this before I taught him. It's not
Depends,
my-
he did. So,
He's a
Welcome to
psionic
Source.
sorcerer, so
welcome to sorcery. It's a pain.
Channeling the dread power of an old god, but I mean,
you know.
who doesn't?
As they need to make Arms of the Dark strength saving throws on a couple of rogues.
Oh, great.
No.
Bear.
Yes. As suddenly that thug is just dragged into the ground with necrotic damage.
Great.
The other one seems mostly fine. Mostly. Spend the rest of his movement trying to make his way towards the exit.
Yeah.
There's one more guy knocked out.
All right.
Nope.
Oh god, more thugs. No.
He's going to take a crossbow shot at the kid.
Dairy.
That is a hit. Okay, okay. No, that 8 damage. She's not fully updated, but it's fine. He can take that. It hurts. A lot. He'll deal with it.
Okay.
Perhaps snacking Vickers out of it is a slight yelp from Theo as he gets shot in the arm.
Yeah, certainly is. He's asleep, so
As the bandits start pouring in.
yep. I'm gonna.
I'll move the unconscious ones off the board for seeks of ease.
Yeah, sure. I'll throw the one near Torn. That's a hit.
Yep. Out.
Then let's see. We want to leave, right? Or do we want to take out everyone here?
I feel like we should leave. If
Yeah,
there's another 20 thugs in here, then I question our chances.
I agree. So he'll throw at the one that just came through the door with the crossbow, bonus action. 19.
Doesn't actually take him out, but does
Fine.
hit.
You know, bonus action has already been used, so up here, and that's his turn.
As
No.
from outside you can hear the horn from the actual mercenaries up front instead of the thugs.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
It appears that someone has managed to get hold of the actual, security outside the place who now realize, like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So the thugs weren't really meant for, like, security in the place, They were just here.
Yeah.
Living here. Hey, Vickers.
Yes, hi.
Have a crossbow shot.
All right. That's a miss. Jesus. So many.
Hi.
Hey.
By the way, the room you can see behind that appears to be a bar that they've constructed.
Oh, okay.
Which is also why so many are pouring out, because they were in the bar.
I see.
You did hear talking and merriment in there.
That is a hit. He'll cunning.
No sneak attack for you, thankfully, because no one else is engaged.
Yeah, I'll wait then in case I do get sneak attack. I'll take that.
You're not here anymore. Doop. The guy. The only smart guy in this decision
Yes, a hide.
will move around the cover slightly and then take another pot shot at Vickers.
All right. That's a miss. Still a miss.
You're unconscious. Torin?
Vickers will tell him to leave. He can get out of here just fine.
All right, but first, you go here. One swing into the guy to the south, and one swing into the other guy.
Doesn't take him out. Does hit him though.
Doesn't take him out, you say.
He's
How
still
about
dead.
He has a
The other
couple
one
of hit points
damaged.
left.
how about we trip him and add another damage?
That is actually enough.
Nice.
Wonderful. And then
That stop to the knees is really what he needed.
Yeah.
like a kick to follow up. Tom will position him here, trying to squeeze himself to the side so Feo and Vickers can go past while he holds the line.
Yep.
Out of here, he's out of here.
They would get the same command to get out.
As Theo makes a dash out of there, that's weird. You saw Theo dash out, and yet you still kind of see a Theo standing there.
Interesting.
So your psychic resonance is going off. That's not the real Theo again.
Cool.
As the duplicate's actually going to run in that direction.
Oh, interesting.
And basically just blow a raspberry at the guard, the folk over there.
Wow.
Because
Yeah. Oh, it's me. Yeah. I'm bonus action dashing out of here.
and I presume Torin beats in any other skull and leaves as well.
Yes.
That's the plan.
That was a limited success, but we got something at least.
That was a complete success. We went in there, we got stuff, and then we went out with a bang. I can see no way how this could have gone better.
I mean, in fairness, from Torin's point of view, I think that's accurate.
From Vix's point of view, though, getting spotted at all is a failure. But as mechanically impossible that is, personally to him as a character, it's a sore point. Especially walking into a trap as well. It wasn't great.
I'm just glad this one didn't end in actual explosions. The worst that was a little bit of necrotic damage.
Sure, it's true.
First time in Torrent's life that you've stolen something.
Oh wow, how does he feel?
Conflicted, but proud that the mission went so successfully.
It's
an obviously hostile location.
It's not stealing. You're retrieving assets from an enemy.
Yeah,
exactly. It's a hostile location that they set up to threaten the security of our realm, which he's been charged with. So clearly, he's in the right here.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get back and hopefully get rid of this weird growing crystal on me, and hopefully not petrify me before we get back.
Yeah, about that. Can I have another Constitution save, please?
Yeah, of course. I hope my horse can have my weights. 18.
You are still managing to hold it back from growing too much.
All right. Get back quickly. I need a.
I presume you leave all the thugs and everything in the bushes and various other places that you disposed of them.
Yeah, we don't have time. Just get out.
Excellent. Successfully escape. You do see as you're running, Theo, how a slight twitch a little bit as you're running, as he kind of shakes his head a bit. Perhaps his illusion just got, perhaps his more real illusion, they just kind of got slapped out of existence. But
Gosh,
it's how it goes. He looks fine.
Hmm.
He's still got the shot in his arm, but it's, flesh wound.
We'll get that fixed up.
Yeah, doctor will be able to deal with that. No, he'll be able to deal with that. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not life threatening. As mission successful.
Yahoo!
As yes, you have now. I presume you're going to ride back to inform the others.
Oh yeah, definitely. Before I become a ornament, presumably.
That's fair. Downside, your horses are going quite slow at the moment. You did exhaust them on the way here,
Yes.
so it's a long trek back, which is fine. As we go to the wrap up, at the same time, the coronation's main festivities are starting to come to a close with only a little bit more. There's still some talking. There is still some feasting, but obviously, yeah, it's not designed to be a feast for days and days. It's not, the Duchess's party of indulgence.
Sure.
It's an evening dinner, right? You still have a little bit of time left in the evening. Is there anything the party crew would like to do?
I guess we maybe should check in on the bishop, I suppose.
Just revealing some notable figures, of course, that you can speak to at your leisure if there's someone else. But obviously, it did seem like you wanted to. It did seem like the potential spy from the church could be a candidate.
Yeah, that's just we already know. We can inform her, like in passing as we exit, that we are talking with Rahal quite a bit. We are hopeful that he will stand down. Forces can move through the area quickly and join us on the main battlefield.
Now you can see all the potential people you could have a chat with.
Yeah, it is a bit late. I would like to.
Do you want to stop now?
Kinda. I need to work tomorrow, so I can't really be around.
That's absolutely fine. I didn't know you needed to work tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's absolutely fine. We'll call the absolute end here. Then I was going to push for one more scene, but we can do that next time then.
Yeah, the bishop and the dude from Ferelda are the two ones I would like to speak. Specifically, I think that takes a bit longer than what I have because my vacation is over now. So now I'm back to
work.
Yeah, work. I'm not like Isa who just powers through.
I mean, fans, I've been running since 4 a.m. today so far, so I don't actually. I have no idea how I'm awake, but I am.
I think
I drink 2 energy drink before the game, so that is why I am awake.
Yeah, I haven't done that, so I genuinely have no idea what my body's running on.
Pure adrenaline at this
point. Possibly.
But yeah,
I hope you enjoyed session.
Yeah, it was a fun session.
I did. As a side note, I believe Torrent should have taken vastly less damage because I forgot he has the heavy armor master feat, which reduces non-magical damage. Good thing that hopefully didn't end up mattering.
It's probably not going to matter too much.
Second side note, I just noticed that I haven't picked one skill like proficiency, so I picked persuasion now for my race.
Nice.
All right, with that then, thanks people for watching. We had around 10 people or so watching, tuning in. So that was nice. We will catch you next Thursday.
I think so.
Thursday then. Either I'm back to streaming here on Twitch or Halldamir is back on stream on the YouTubes. We'll see then. Until then, have a nice one and we'll catch you later.
Good night.